is completely freaking bleeding out. So you know what, I wasn't going to do a live stream, and I thought, you know what, I have to come on and talk to you guys on a freaking emergency stream, because most of you guys are freaking lazy, right? Lazy, absolute fucking lazy, right? I'm trying to do a live stream to tell you guys what to expect, and none of you want to listen. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on with you guys? Guys, this is an emergency broadcast. This is a live stream for all of you guys, because I'm telling you, this market does not look freaking good, right? I see Costin here, I see crypto here, I see G-Shock here. Also, my brothers, all of you guys, listen to what's about to happen. We lost a critical level, right? I see KR, also my brother. I see Bubble, also my brother, right? Listen, this is no joke, right? I'm excited, but there's another reason behind this as well, right? And we'll get to the bottom of all of this, right? So listen to this. I see Ali here. Awesome. Yes, you're definitely going to get a lot of hopium. That's the reason why I'm smiling. So what happened here today as an emergency, right? Bitcoin has lost its most important, significant, critical level, right? So right now it's lost it. Of course, the day's not over. We still have a few hours left to the day. So we are going to get somewhere, right? First of all, nice to see you, my brother. Salam to you as well. So we lost a critical level. $92,000 was a very strong level for us. We shouldn't have lost that, because that's pretty much where we've been holding support for quite some time now, right? In fact, we can go back a couple of weeks now. We've been holding freaking support there. But today, right, for the first time, we lost it just a few minutes ago. In fact, I was playing a little game and whatnot, talking with my buddies on the game. And then all of a sudden, I saw the market crash, and I was like, guys, I'm not going to do the game anymore. I'm going to jump on a live stream. I'm doing an emergency live stream for all of the guys right now, because they need to know what to expect, and they need to know how to act on that. Hence why I'm so excited. But so the market currently is sitting at $91,000. 320, and it's bleeding, right? It's dropping. So I don't think this is going to recover today. It's a Thursday, guys. Normally any recoveries we do it on a Wednesday, right? So Thursday is no good, right? We're going to bleed through the weekend, and then of course we're going to have the CME gap on the Saturday, Sunday, and what XYZ. So all of that's coming. The drama's coming. It's not over. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, look, we got to take certain actions. We've got to understand what's going on. Now I'm hoping most of you guys who have watched me for at least for the last 6 months, if not a freaking year, if not 4 years, right? No, you should have had a stop loss. So if you had a stop loss, you would have been stopped out. I have been stopped out, hence why I'm excited, right? So I got stopped out at 92, which I'm quite happy about. So I'm really good with that. Other altcoins already stopped out as well. So technically, I would say about 80%, I'm back in Fiat, right? And right now, if I jump in, so instead of me being here on a live stream with you guys, if I just jump into my exchange and just go and buy whatever the current price is, even if it bleeds, I'm still getting a percentage more. Desi here, awesome, my brother, nice to see you, right? Yes, it's 91K and it's bleeding, right? So of course, people in the market, traders in the market are trying to protect that line, right? Protect that liquidity line, because if we lose it, they know what's about to come. And this is the worst case scenario. So listen to me carefully, right? If we end up losing, right? If we end up losing the $86,000 level, and it doesn't really have much of a significant support. So we just lost the strongest support. And now we're looking at a weak support, which is a technical, numerical, mathematical support. So it's not even a support, it's a mathematical support. If we lose this psychological support at the $86,000 level, which I mentioned on yesterday's live stream, by the way, if we lose that, we have a problem. We have a problem, guys. So basically, right now, the way my mind is working is like, I'm excited because I just got cashed out, so I'm okay, right? I got all the cash on the side now, so I can go in and do whatever, buy whatever I want. Of course, depending on what direction the market's going. So far, the market looks very, very bloody, very, very bloody. Right? Here's the exciting part. It is not bloody. It is not bloody, guys. This is the freaking opportunity we've been freaking looking for, right? You guys know how much I love the Reds, right? This is the opportunity. So here's the game, right? Here's the game, right? Understand this. If we do not hold $86,000 level, right? So I'm going to wait and see what the market does for a day or two. I'm not too concerned. Let's see what the market does. We'll recover the money. That's not an issue, right? I want to see where it stops, right? Because wherever it stops today, I think tomorrow's going to be bloody as well, and the weekend's going to be bloody. So until Sunday, it's going to be bloody anyway. So I'm not too concerned about that. 86k is a very important number. If it doesn't hold 86k, and if we lose that 86k, unfortunately, we have a bit of a problem where we might start going bearish. And guess what I might be doing? I might be shorting the market, right? In fact, I should be shorting the market right now, but I'm not anyway. So we should do that. However, for me, because the way I like to look at things in a long time frame, right, I'm saying, do you know what? If we can hold 86k and bounce off the 86k line, then we can potentially see $133,000 BTC, potentially see that, because remember, I've never given you guys the XYZ extra numbers that people have thrown out there. My number's stuck. The charts are there. I think it's pinned on the Discord. So that's what's there, right? And I feel that's what's happening. However, I also see a reset coming in the market, right? I see a reset coming in the market, and that's quite important. So the reset is coming on the daily. The reset is coming on the 3-day. The reset is coming. And on the 5-day, we're still showing down. And that's the good thing, because again, yesterday's live stream, I mentioned this as well, guys. We got to observe the market until Sunday. The day before live stream, I said the same thing as well. Guys, we are undecided. So you should know this, right? When we were undecided, we were undecided. And hence why that decision has been made that we need to go down right now. You see what I mean? So when we're looking at certain things, when we're forecasting certain things, it's only what we see on the chart, or what I see on the chart is what I'm promoting to you guys and what I'm saying to you guys, right? So that's nice, right? G-Shock says, I've been out of the market into fiat since 3 days. Awesome, my brother. So you've been out of the game already. So you outsmarted the game, which is really good. In my case, I didn't get out of the market, but I had a stop loss, so I wasn't bothered, right? Because that's what the stop loss is for. We use it to protect ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So end of the day, that's where I was. I just used the stop loss to protect myself and just go where I need to go. So that's that. But yeah, I mean, it's an awesome time, because guys, this is what I'm looking at, right? I'm actually looking at the year to date, right? So I'm looking at what happened last year around this time. I'm looking at what happened the year before around this time. What happens around this time in a bull market? What happens around this time in a bear market? So obviously we don't know the future. We don't have a crystal ball. Like, you know, imagine I had a crystal ball. I know exactly how much to go long and all of those. Yes, Ali says greed and fear has reset. Yes, it definitely has. That's the beautiful. These are the things that we need, guys. When we're in an extreme greed level, right? Things are uncertain. That's when we talk about stop loss. That's why yesterday I said, guys, this is it. I don't need to talk about stop loss anymore, because we're not in that stop loss territory anymore. Do you know what I mean? That was the time. So you set it up, you forget it, you save your funds, do whatever, and now we're ready. However, there is a critical thing I want to also talk about, a warning I want to give everybody. And this is the warning, guys. If we lose 86k, then believe it or not, we do not have a single support until around 71k. So understand this. This is dangerous. It is dangerous. I'm telling you, we do not have a single support. And as I said, the 86k isn't even a support. It's a mathematical support, because these are based on the Fibonacci sequence. When we calculated how high we can go, right? We said we can go to around 84 to 86, and 86 was the number that we hit. So these are mathematical numbers, right? When we said we want to get to 103k, that was a mathematical number. When we said we can jump up to 133 to 137, that's mathematical. And recently, as of yesterday, well, last week I would say, I checked the pi cycle top indicator. I just added it on. I said, right, let me see the pi cycle top. I checked that out, and guess what? It was throwing a top possible around the 136. Wow, what a coincidence, right? That's what happened. So I'm telling you, it's going to be freaking unbelievable, right? It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be awesome, right? So it is what it is. XRP world, Bitcoin's going to zero, boys. Also, my brother, we're going to short the shit out of it. I'm going to short it with XRP. So let's see what happens. XRP says Rebel is the new first body member of the new financial system in XRP, is going to be the new world's ESDR. I don't know the ESDR term, but I know ESG, right? And I know they're kind of compliant with that. XRP is compliant with that. But regardless, listen, we're not here to be bullish about one thing or the other thing. Most of the coins that follow XRP, in fact, if you look at an XRP chart, if you look at a H-bar chart, if you look at an XDC chart, if you look at a Sologenic chart, and guess what? They're all connected, right? If you look at their charts, what you'll see is the exact same, almost identical pattern in their charts. And good thing, I mentioned this yesterday as well, XRP is holding strong, right? XRP created such a gap that actually it doesn't get affected. Even if BTC dumps 30%, right? XRP dumping 30-40% doesn't really affect it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's created such a great gap that the next level of major resistance, or sorry, major support for XRP is around the $1.22, which is 50% of this market, which is absolutely fine. It's not an issue. It doesn't bleed out as much as most people might think it would. Technical pattern, it doesn't bleed out. So that's what I believe it is anyway. So you guys are happy. Anyway, G-Shock says no one claims XRP world. XRP world says you all are going to be exit liquidity for Michael Saylor in MicroStrategy and all these rich bastards. Okay, fair play, no problem, right? If that's what you're saying. But Michael Saylor, even last week, he bought a few $1 billion worth. In fact, there's been rumors, and I talked about yesterday as well, that basically they're talking about how the U.S. government, right, Biden, his administration, has ordered the DOJ to start selling some of that BTC, or if not all of it, right, which is worth about $6 billion. Again, $6 billion is a good number for an average Joe like you and me, right? Of course, it's a massive number. However, when you look at the total market cap of BTC, $2 trillion, right, or close to $2 trillion now. $1 trillion and a billion is nothing. We need 1,000 billion, remember, to make a trillion. 1,000 or 100,000, I can't remember, but I think it's 1,000 trillion. So, or it's 100,000 trillion, I believe, or something stupid like this. Anyway, but the point is 6 is nothing. This is just a minor number. So nothing to worry about. I wouldn't be too concerned about it, whether they sell it or not. If they sell it, they'll kind of shoot themselves in the foot, because that means that if Trump wants to fulfill what he said he's going to do, where he wants to add it to the treasury, and even if he does with some executive order, he has to literally buy the top. If Biden sells and exits and there's nothing there, right? Because remember, they seized, I forgot, 60 or 70,000 BTC from the Silk Road and whatnot, and all the other stuff as well. So they have $6 million or $7 million, close to $7 million worth, I believe they have. $1 billion worth they have. So if Biden dumps it, then Trump is going to be shafted big time. So I know Trump's going to be in trouble, because that's what they're planning to do, guys. I told you, he wasn't elected, he was selected, because they want him to be known as the president who, you know, messed up financial systems and whatnot, but they're messing it up in the first place and leaving. That's what I believe anyway, so it is what it is. And of course, like people like XRP World, he loves his XRP, which I understand and I respect. I love XRP too. But I just don't like the founders. I don't like the centralization. But of course, if you guys are all okay with all of that, you guys are okay with being tracked, and maybe one day all your money being seized and whatnot, and you might not be able to trade and being controlled, it's okay. It's okay. Listen, we're in a dystopian world, you know, so we might as well accept what's coming to us, right? And I'm okay with that. So it is what it is. So anyway, let's see what happens. G-Shock message retracted. I don't know what happened. Beta test coin. Okay, yes. Abhinav says people like XRP World are the bottom signal, not saying this in the bottom. Right. Okay, so that's a good point, Abhinav. You made a fantastic point there. And that's the reality, unfortunately. It's a sad reality. XRP World says, unless your eyes are compliant, almost everything is going to zero. Doesn't matter what crypto. Exactly. So I do respect that you accept that. And that includes XRP. Right? If everything's going to zero, XRP is no different, right? Unless you see XRP not to be a crypto, then we have a point, and I think that kind of proves, because now you're kind of proving what I've been saying all this time, that XRP is as centralized as it gets. So if you're taking XRP and saying it's a complete different thing, it's not a crypto, well, I think I was right all along. So it is what it is. G-Shock says, sorry, Ali, I was trying to remove my comment and click yours. Apologize, my friend. Okay, no, so good, man. XRP World, ISO's coming anyway. ISO is just another protocol, so obviously we're not too concerned about that. Bitcoin's going to be tokenized and placed on the XRP ledger. Now, yeah, that's happening. We already know about that, so that's nothing new. XRP World, you're telling us old news, bro. We already announced that. You know, we already talked about how bullish that is. We already talked about a lot of other partners and projects who are partnering up with XRP. So this is the bullish thing we talked about. We said, look, there's many projects partnering up with XRP who are trying to bring like tokenize BTC, for example, and bring it into the DeFi, like a centralized enterprise DeFi and whatnot, right? So they're trying to bring that, which means there's going to be a lot of use. So everything you're telling me is literally kind of contradicting what you said earlier on. Bitcoin's going to zero. When we tokenize BTC and put it on the XRP ledger, well, guess what? BTC is going to the moon, right? Yeah, we're going to bounce off XRP for fair play. And that's what everyone's trying to attempt, because everyone knows, right? The biggest meme on the planet, the biggest crypto meme on the planet that's ever existed is BTC. 14 years now, bro. So there's nothing new there. Do you know what I mean? So you're just kind of contradicting yourself. Going to zero, now you're telling us it's going to the moon, because that's what takes it to the moon. So anyway, let's see what happens. Faisal says it's always the XRP fanatics. Give us bad rep, Sham. Bro, listen, I'm not gonna say there's listen, I'm not being rude, or I'm not annoyed or anything like this, to be honest. I don't have a problem anymore. Do you know what? I don't have a problem, because you know what? I exited last year with the most positive mind out there. I said, guys, for me, 2025 is going to be the best year, because I've had a shitty 2022, 2023, 2024, right? Devastated in loads of personal issues, right? Financial issues, business, loss of business and whatnot. You guys know about this, and I've been transparent with this, right? So for me, I was smashed, battered to the point where there's no return. Do you know what I mean? However, you guys, for example, on Discord, you guys on YouTube, you've encouraged me, you've inspired me because of how active you are and whatnot, right? You've inspired me. You said, you know what, I need to get out there and give it back to you, because you know what I realized in 2024, I said, you know what, it's been 4 years I've been on YouTube. Regardless how many subscribers, I'm not too concerned about that, right? You know, because most of the subscribers are not mostly coming and viewing it, so it doesn't really matter. But what really the thing I looked at was, you know what, you guys have been there the whole time, even when I wasn't active, when I wasn't there for 2-3 months, you guys were still there. When I wasn't there for 6 months, you guys were still there. And that proved to me that you guys are not just subscribers, you're not just loyal, you are my brothers, you are my family, and I respect that, right? And I said, you know what, I have to commit my time to you as well. That's why I'm here, bro. That's why I'm here. So 2024, I was kind of getting used to all of these vertical live streams and all of the trolls and everybody coming here. It's all good, right? So I was getting used to it. But of course, I also have I'm very volatile. I'm more volatile than crypto, so I can be hot and cold as well. And I don't have a problem in effing and blinding someone on a live stream. I don't give a damn about that. I think by now most people know this. I'm as real and raw as it gets, right? My name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. So go and watch any of the live streams in the past, and especially the XRP ones. You see me effing and blinding everyone. I don't give a damn. So me being me, I thought, you know what? Yes, fine. I still don't have to give a damn, right? But I also don't have to react on any of the BS, right? I can be positive about it. So that's why I've entered 2025 with a positive attitude. Everything for me is positive. So I don't care if we get XRP fanatics, BTC fanatics, Ethereum fanatics, if we get freaking absolute degens coming in here, we get trolls and we get all sorts of monkeys coming in here. It don't matter. It don't matter. We're gonna chuck bananas at you, bro. So it don't matter. You know what I mean? So it's all good. There's no bad rep here. Everyone's all good, man. And everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. You're welcome to put your whatever your thoughts are. Put it down there, bro. Don't worry about it. Kick that algorithm off. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, right? Because I welcome everybody from every walk of the life. And that means all of you XRP fanatics, you're welcome here, because guess what? I also see the positive side of XRP. But of course, people misunderstand me because of the way I kind of sometimes talk about it. Because listen, if it's centralized, it's centralized. I'm not going to back off from that. That's my point of view. It's like, it's a freaking centralized cryptocurrency. It's not even, I mean, what can we call it crypto? Because there's nothing crypto about it. It's a centralized coin. It's like a share. That's fine, right? But it is doing things, and it's going to bring money in, right? Not only BTC being tokenized, it's also trying to tokenize the whole Wall Street, for example. And NASDAQ, for example, is trying to do that. It's trying to bring $40 trillion worth of assets onto XRP Ledger. And I don't see a reason why it can't. You know what I mean? So it's all good. But does that filter into XRP? Does that filter into crypto? We don't know, but we're skeptical, and we hope, right? We hope, right, that we're speculating, not skeptical, we're speculating that it does. And if it does, by all means, we're all going to make money. We're here to make the money, man. We're here to make the money. So XRP World says there's not going to be there's not going to be in Bitcoin treasury, guys. Come on, you are stupid. I'm not. I don't. I've never said there's going to be a treasury. I also said this. I said it's a bad idea. The reality is they might add it, they might talk about it, they may have done it to get the votes and whatnot. But I've spoken about this on a live stream as well. Again, live stream, spoke about it. I said, guys, what you got to understand, the president of the United States doesn't have absolute power, because they have the president. He's separate from the Senate and the Congress, right, which are all different entities. And then you have the Treasury, which is completely separate as well, and Treasury is like kind of beyond the government. So end of the day, you have to convince them. You literally has to go and beg them, right? And if they agree for whatever agenda, then yeah, maybe. But even then, why would they add it to the treasury? Other than the fact that if they do add it to the treasury, then other countries panic and they start buying and they pump the price and then they can dump it on them. So you see what I mean? So yeah, if anyone's going to dump BTC, the governments can dump it on each other, right? We might just be the people in the middle. So it don't matter, whatever the case is. But the point a lot of people are missing is how legit BTC is. BTC, if it becomes a part of the treasury, if it's being mentioned as part of the treasury, isn't that more legit than XRP? I don't care if XRP has a ledger, if XRP is connected to 50 different countries and 200 different banks or 1,000 different banks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's using it. They're not the one who's being put on the treasury, guys. That's the key here. So think about it. I'll say it's been memed, man. It's the biggest meme on the freaking planet. So I'm telling you, I'm a BTC fanatic. Used to be ex-BTC fanatic. I'm telling you, BTC is a freaking meme, man. Beat that. So it is what it is, man. Anyway, let's see what happens. But I don't think it's going to be put on the treasury. And even if it does, right, whatever numbers they're throwing out there, they're just being hyper optimistic. They're trying to hype people, nothing more. Let's be real here. Even if they do, who cares? Do you know what I mean? It don't matter. It don't matter. Ali Sayel says LTC BTC chart looks good, holding up as well. Yes, but be careful with the LTC BTC chart, my brother. All right. Just like any other charts, like LTC Ethereum, BTC Ethereum and XYZ, be careful. Because currently a lot of the old charts that we used to use, like when we used to use the LTC and BTC charts, for example, that time we had very few coins and they used to look good, right? But right now you got to be very careful. Of course, when you look at BTC at the current valuation it has, of course, you're going to buy X amount of LTC with that when you look at that chart, right? But I would say just be careful, play it cautiously, because the market's not the same as it was 2-3 years ago, right? We have millions and millions and millions and millions of coins right now taking that market share from BTC. And even then, they can't impact it. Even then, it's sitting at, what's the current freaking thing? Let me tell you. It's currently sitting at 58% dominance. So BTC dumps to 91,800 right now, but it dumps to 91,000 and everything else bleeds even more. You see what I mean? So until we get a reversal in that pattern, then it doesn't matter. Do you see what I mean? So be careful with when you're looking at charts, especially like exotic pairs, I would call them, because they are kind of exotic. Just be careful. Just be careful. But of course, yes, you're right. They are looking strong. In fact, all the charts are looking strong, but got to understand what side is looking strong. Am I going to sell my BTC and get more LTC? Great, it's looking great, right? But on the other side, if I sell my LTC, would I get more BTC? I probably won't. So look at it that way, right? Which one's plus, which one's minus? That's the key here. Because say, for example, you're looking at LTC. Does LTC give you, like less LTC give you more BTC? Then it's good, right? But if you need more LTC to buy the BTC, you got a problem. So look at it that way. That's what I'm going to say. XRP World says China has over 51% of the hash network. It's always had it, so what difference does it make? Right? China's the only country in the world who produce the ASIC miners. Why doesn't anyone else do it? So whose fault is it? Do you know what I mean? If China's leading the market with their ASIC miners and everybody's buying it off them to mine it with that in their homes and everywhere else, whose fault is it? So of course people in China are going to buy them and create farms and start mining. They're making money. So what? Do you know what I mean? Why doesn't anyone else do it? Why doesn't Russia continue doing it? Because Russia was doing it. Why doesn't Georgia do it? Because they do still do it. There's a few other countries who still do it. Netherlands do it. There's a few other countries that do it. Why don't they continue doing it? Why don't they upscale it? Why don't they start building, manufacturing these computers? So why are we pointing fingers at one country who's manufacturing, producing, Bitmain produces, manufactures, does all of this? Why are we pointing fingers? They have the tech there. They're using it. You know, they were one step ahead. They were one step ahead of all of the other monkeys that are following them suit right now. And what are they using? ASIC miners. Where are they getting from? Bitmain. So why are we talking about who's got 51% and who doesn't have 51? Who cares? Do you think the Chinese are bothered about that? Don't think Chinese are bothered. They're only bothered about money, bro. They're trying to mine it and sell it to us. Hence why a lot of the drama and mining has now moved elsewhere. But as soon as mining moved out of China, guess what? Right? Some of the biggest investors in those mining companies, right, is BlackRock. Wow. Okay, so you're talking about 51% over there, which is still technically decentralized, towards more, maybe probably 51% here, which is getting centralized right now. Which one would you want? You know what I mean? Because if you want your freedom, you want to be on the decentralized side, bro. So that's what you got to look at. Don't point fingers at other countries just because they're doing it, right? Do it yourself and then talk about it. Oh, China took it. Yeah, fair play. Because we're building as well. Why don't you produce it? Why doesn't another country produce it? Do you know what I mean? You know, why doesn't UK, my country, UK, why doesn't it produce some miners and this and that? What does UK produce? BS, nothing more, right? What does USA produce, right? Maybe a few cars here and there. Other than that, what do? Most of the companies are actually building stuff elsewhere. So why are we picking on a country or the people of that country who are just trying to make money? Don't see the reason there, bro. Anyway, XRP says, I don't love it. I'm simply stating the fact that these elite people have chosen this. Has everybody is about to get UB, whether all what UBI, okay, universal basic income, whether you'll believe it or not. No, that's coming. Universal basic income has been in the works for about 20 years. They've tried it first time in Sweden or something. I can't remember where, but it was tried out there already. So some of the technology, some of the ideas that you're talking about right now, because listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? And I actually, you know, there's a lot of things I've talked about which are going to be true. So universal basic income has been something they've been testing for the last 20, 30 years at least, right? They've been trying it out in some part. I think it was Netherlands or Sweden. I can't remember. In a city, they were trying it. And it worked, right? So they said, oh, it works. But my point is, what works? You paying people for sitting at home doing fuck all? Is that what works? But why does it work? I'll tell you why it works. It works because they already know that with technology, with Moore's law, with technology increasing every 18 months, right? We're getting to the point where with AI and whatnot, we a lot of the work, we don't need humans for it anymore because AI could do it better, faster, and cheaper. So you might as well be paid to sit at home. And who's going to pay? All of the big boys, the elites that are sitting over there. They're going to do it. So when we talk about that, we can't just connect that to BTC. What's that got to do with crypto? It doesn't make any sense. What's that got to do with crypto? What does universal basic income, something the government is going to be doing anyway and is planning for the last 30 years, got to do with crypto, right? It doesn't make any sense. So, you know, I'm just having a real conversation here, as I said, right? So anyway, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything good or bad, but sometimes we do look at certain things and we kind of cloud our judgments with the information that we get. And unfortunately, we do get too much information because we spend too much time on Twitter or we have too many news feeds feeding us BS, right? Unfortunately, because we don't really think for ourselves. That's the reality, right? And, you know, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about most other people. So they don't think for themselves. I mean, sometimes, you know what, you get a news, step back, take a step back and look at what it is and then analyze that, right? So when people were talking about, you know, BTC pumped because of Trump, I'm like, hold on, how is that possible? BTC pumped because of Trump being voted in as the president? How? And, you know, people could argue with me, but I said, I can prove that I've actually talked about what the market's going to do weeks and weeks and weeks before that. So if we're looking at the trend and we're telling the trend's going to do that, what did that have to do with Trump coming into power? But credit goes to Trump, right? That's just because people are just clouded. When people talk about, oh, but Trump is going to do this for crypto, do that for crypto, he wanted to get the votes from the crypto, I'm thinking, hold on, stop there. How many percentage of the entire globe actually hold crypto? One, maths. Okay. And how many percentage of those people are in the USA? Okay. And how many percentage of those actually, right, probably voted for Trump? Because most people in crypto, decentralized, they're liberals. So why would they vote for him? The only thing I can see is there are some parties and crypto communities and crypto projects who have funded that the whole process, right? You know, the election. They funded it. There were, you know, Ripple's one of them, having dinners and whatnot. God knows how much he's paying for that. He's even donated 5 million XRP. So be careful when he when Donald Trump decides to dump that. Do you see what I mean? So you got to think about those kind of things. Again, I'm not saying who's going to dump, who's going to not, but we can't mix politics and crypto together. They're just not two different. They're just not the same thing. We can't do it. Of course, people are trying to connect them, but don't look at them as two different entities, and then you'll be a lot more happy and you see things a lot more clearer. You know. But more than that, what you have to do is when you look at BTC, XRP, and it doesn't matter even if you're a fanatic, respect for each of them for what they are. And that's the key here. So we don't need to have a specific favorite that we're going to bang on about, right? If you're an only XRP holder, I put my hats off to you. Okay, fine. I respect you. You are an only XRP holder. Great, right? But if you're holding into other coins and this and that, you're not. Do you know what I mean? You're a crypto trader. That's what you are. So I'm a crypto trader. I'm not a BTC maniac. I'm a crypto trader. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. So I trade everything. It doesn't matter. I'm in it for the money, and that's the hard reality. You know, I'm doing it for the money. Whatever I'm buying, trading, I'm doing it for the money. That's it. You know, and when I'm coming to YouTube and talking to you guys, I'm giving you whatever information I see and I think is fit for you guys to talk about, or you know, take back whatever information. That's what I'm doing here, right? And I'm answering each comment line by line. That's one. And then, of course, me coming in here, if the community grows, we get more value, like, share, and subscribe. It helps. You know what I mean? It encourages me. It gives me moral boost to come and do this even more. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. But when I'm trading, buying, selling crypto, I'm doing it for the money, nothing more. So I'm not biased towards one or the other. I see it for what it is, and I respect for what it is. I see the politics for what it is. I see how much crap there is in the planet. I see the reality, you know, no smoke screens. I see everything clearly, right? I see everything clearly. There's nothing, you know, that can impact me. So that's what I see, you know. So it is what it is. But yeah, no, you're right. CBDC is coming, and CBDC, I mean, your name is XRP World. You should be concerned about, if you are concerned, I mean, here I can see you're concerned about CBDC. Well, part of CBDC is ROUSD, so be careful with that. That's all I want to say. It's not crypto. See, this is the thing as going in the world's new reserve currency. Okay, we're not going to talk about Ripple, okay? Because we can go on a long one for this one. Yes, Ripple is replacing Swift, according to you, but that's not the reality. Ripple is adopting the new ISO 200 or ISO 00200 or whatever, or 22, whatever it's called, right? That standard. That's not. That's got nothing to do with Ripple. That's the standard set by a global community of money, Swift, and all of those. It's them all together, and Ripple adopted that. So, I mean, come on, when you're saying it's going to take over, bro, please, because now you're going over the top a little bit. So hence why I think we should stop about it, because it just doesn't work anymore. Now you're going over the top. Now you're trying to feed me the BS that you've had. Don't. All right, go and look at the facts. Go and read the facts. Go and see when Ripple had the ISO 2002 standard or whatever, when they had that. Go and see when the ISO 200 standard was first spoken about. Go and see all of those things. And then you'll understand who is giving who what, who is creating the thing. So this ISO 200 or 002 or whatever, 22, that's been in the works for 20 years, bro. 20 years. Ripple's been only around since 2012. So please get your maths correct before at least you come and say we're going to replace this and that. That's already been in the works, man. So please, all right? And it's not the first time this ISO standard has been tried. In fact, this is the second iteration of what they originally tried to do. So please get your facts right? So I'm not going to talk about XRP anymore. Please don't drop XRP, because you don't know your facts. You're just trying to feed your BS and it doesn't work. So that gets a bit annoying. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be positive here, man. I'm trying to be positive. So let's do that. Oh, man. KR, brother for life. XRP. Whoa, chill, bro. Faisal. Now, Faisal, XRP, I don't know how heavy you are, but Faisal is a freaking whale. He's an XRP whale. Right, so you're talking on a live stream, and there's an XRP whale here, and he knows the truth and he knows the facts. In fact, he's the one who's giving me some of the facts, right? Some facts that I didn't know, he's giving it to me. So this guy is is intelligent. He knows his shit, right? You know, so this guy knows if I'm telling you the truth or not. He knows right? End of the day. So please, right? Yeah, you definitely need to chill because my brother knows what he's talking about. Smash the like, my brother. Smash the smash the like. Crypto. Cypher said. Sorry, not Cypher. Crypia. BTC is high. Gold is high. Silver isn't worthy. I don't want to hold cash because the inflation. What do I do? Ooh, that's a hard one, brother. You see, you can hold BTC, right? But that's high, as you said. Gold is high, but also gold is heavy, right? Gold is high and heavy. So that's the problem. And plus, someone can break into your house and take your gold away, right? You don't want to buy silver because you think it's not worth it. But I think silver is worth it. I think silver has been artificially deflated, right? Silver is definitely worth a lot more, right? The gold that we have these days on paper, most of it's on paper anyway. But again, on silver, technically you can hold it in your own home with coins, silver coins and whatnot. There are actual sterling silver coins that you can buy and just keep. Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. I'm not even joking. So I'm not going to tell you what coin it is, but I'll just show you. I'm going to hide a little bit and I want to show you. This, my friend, is not a UK currency. This is a silver. This is an actual silver currency. This is not a standard UK currency. In fact, if I take this to the shop, they wouldn't know what to do with it, right? They wouldn't know what to do with it. This is silver. This is pure silver in my pocket. I carry it with me, right? This is my lucky charm, basically. So I keep that with me. It's my lucky charm. So, you know, I always like to keep some kind of a currency, gold. I don't wear gold jewelry or anything. I don't wear any jewelry at all, actually. But I don't carry the gold with me. I used to, back in the days, to carry a gold coin with me. But, you know, if people recognize the gold coin, they might rob it off me. So I decided to carry a silver coin with me, right? So, yes, that is that. But, of course, when you turn around and say that, I understand it's a rhetorical question, which means, like, you know, what do I do, right? There is nothing you could do, unfortunately, right? So you've got to pick the right thing. Most importantly, what I believe is you either buy land now or property, right? Property is not the best. In my opinion, land is the best, right? A lot of people don't value land. They want to buy a property. They want to buy a lovely building, a lovely penthouse, or buy a lease somewhere. This is BS. Go and buy land. Land is the most valuable thing ever. So I'll give you a good example. A friend of mine was abroad recently. He was abroad recently and he went to visit where my family heritage comes from, right? So he's heard a lot about it. He wanted to go and visit that part. So he went there just to go and, you know, see my ancestral home, let's just say this way, right? And he came back and he called me 3 times earlier on today. He called me 3 times, right? And he spoke to me various things. And he said, you know what, I went down your sides to go and see your family heritage and whatnot and this and that. And my God, I was shocked. I was like, what do you mean? I've never been there, so I don't know, right? The last time I actually personally visited was back in 1999. So I haven't been since then. I said, look, I was a kid when I went. I don't know. So he goes, yeah, if you go there and if you see what, it's just freaking crazy. He goes, you sell one of those property, they're worth few mil in UK. I was like, yeah. So it's like, but it's not the property, it's the land. People are willing to pay gold for your land. I said, yeah, maybe they are, but no one's selling. No one's selling. You know what I mean? Because everyone there is wealthy. No one's bothered. That's how it is. So, but the point is land. Land is gold. Land is gold, bro. Land is better than gold. So if you can buy land, that is yours. That is yours for life, not for 999 years enough. Yours. That's key, bro. Buy land, right? So that's what I'm going to say. Any financial advice I give to anybody is buy land. Even if you can buy a freaking foot of land, you buy land, right? Because that's important. Land is good, man. That's what I would say. Ali says, Powell was asked, would he leave if asked by Trump? He said, no, he doesn't have to, though. Because remember what I said, Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve is actually a separate entity. So you have the presidential cabinet, you have the Senate, you have the Congress, and then you have the Treasury. These are 3 different entities. And when it comes to Federal Reserve, they are above all of them. Right, even they're above the Treasury as well, so they're completely different. So Treasury is separate from the Federal Reserve, but they're kind of entwined, right? They're kind of entangled together. So ultimately, there's nobody ruling over them. You see what I mean? That's the reason why, even if Trump says get out, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Only the board of directors voted in that organization can kick him out or do whatever with him. President has no power over the Congress, the Senate, or the Treasury. Remember that. In fact, the president can only borrow. the president can ask to borrow from the treasury, and whatever he borrows goes back to the country, and then obviously the country sees inflation and taxation because of that. So even they don't have any power. That's the reality, my brother. So yeah, Jerome Powell, yeah. XRP World says, yeah, but becoming not worth it for the amount of power that they're consuming. They want green solutions that are quantum resistant. Bro, when quantum comes, we'll deal with quantum. You know, honestly, I think too many people, again, bringing too many things. Quantum resistance, what is quantum? We haven't even seen it yet. We're just assuming what quantum is going to be because it's just theoretical method. A quantum computer, they've already created, they've been working on it for the last 20, 30 years, right? Google and XYZ have been working on it. Great, we understand. That's the marketing material that they fed us. It's going to do XYZ, right? It's going to do trillions of calculations per second. It will do ones and zeros all simultaneously at the same time. You can do millions of calculations. Great. But if you go and actually study what the quantum computers are doing right now, what you notice is they need XYZ amount of cores to process all of these things. But the quantum state that they can actually do that calculation is only a few seconds long. A few seconds. So when you have a network, right, again, when you look at Bitcoin and XRP or whatever, when you have a network, right, wallets and XYZ, right, it can only process so much within a second. Maybe it can do millions of calculations, but it's not stable. Quantum computing is not stable. Again, most of it is just theoretical. You understand? It's based on theory, nothing more. So yeah, I mean, in the future, we can definitely see it. Maybe in a decade, we will definitely see it. But that type of energy, the type of energy we need is like trying to operate a machine in CERN, like a something collider, what do they call, particle collider or something. It needs a lot of power. It heats up a lot. It's just not efficient. The whole freaking machine is not efficient, right? When you're talking about green, it's not green. And now we're talking about green energy. Well, if we want green energy, why are we not having more nuclear power? We know nuclear is stable. They've already stabilized it. Nuclear is stable, right? Why aren't they doing more nuclear power? In fact, why is some of the countries around the world shutting down the nuclear power? Why? Do you think they're getting more wind and solar? Bro, you know, again, research, please research. Because I said, I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? Which means I actually go down that rabbit hole and I look at these certain things and I come up with my own theories and I ask questions. All right, and I recommend you to do as well, my brother. And I'm telling you this as a brother. Please go and research these things. Please put a tinfoil hat on, because it does kind of help you get out of the box. Because we are all kind of shoved into a box, and it's not our choice. We don't do it by choice. It's just the way everything's designed around us. The news, the radios, the medias, and all of the other stuff that give us some dopamine or give us the complete opposite, which is fear. Right? So one or the other. When we've got dopamine, we forget about everything else in the world that's happening around us because we're too excited and we're happy. And when we're fearful, we forget about anything that would make us happy or anything else that could be beneficial. So in between, there's nothing in between. See, we have extreme fear or we have extreme dopamine, one or the other. So that's how they kind of mess with us, right? And like, for example, quantum's going to do this. That's just fear, nothing more. But actually, quantum isn't stable at this present moment, and you have to really go and do the research to understand this. And I shouldn't be the person talking to you on a crypto channel about quantum computers, right? Because that's not what I'm supposed to do, right? But again, I have that knowledge because I've gone and I said, you know what, I'm going to go and research it. Why not? Right? So if someone like you comes along and talks to me about quantum computers and what quantum computers going to do, well, I think it's fine. 10 years, maybe, yeah. In a decade's time, yeah, maybe. Right? But by that time, I think we'll have enough adoptions to deal with that. They're not going to switch on quantum just to take down blockchain. Seriously, take down 10% of the world's financial system when we have $300 trillion around the globe right now, a deficit of $300 trillion. 300 trillion. 300. Let that sink in. $300 trillion around the globe is in debt. Debt. BTC is not debt, it's asset. There's a difference. XRP is not debt, it's asset. Whatever you hold, all the holders of XRP, that's asset. That means that's value locked, right? Locked. And they have $300 trillion. So what do you think they're going to probably use their quantum computers for? How to make money more efficient, maybe. Right? So don't worry about BTC, bro. Don't worry about blockchains being taken down. Right? That kind of makes sense, man. All right. And talking about green planet and this and that, yeah, nuclear power, bro. That's the way forward, right? They need to activate those nuclear powers. I'm telling you, we got plenty of land because most people live around the coast. You do know that, right? Most people live around the coast. We have plenty of centralized areas anywhere in the any part of the world, right? We have enough land where we can build nuclear power plants completely away from civilization, right? People and danger, and yeah, we can do that. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. So think about that, right? So no, they can shut down the network down, whatever they want. Trust any country on this. You don't trust any country on the planet. Okay, fine. If you don't trust them, you don't trust them, bro. What can we do? You know what I mean? Again, it's not you talking, it's because you're in that box. I would love to see you get out of that box and probably come back to me another day and say, you know what, Sham, maybe you were right. All right. That's all I appreciate. You know, I don't have to be right and I don't need to be wrong either, right? But what I would appreciate is if people who are coming here and talking and trying to drop knowledge bombs actually have the knowledge, right? Just by making assumptions and taking whatever information you're getting off the Twitters and this and that, right? That information is not valid. You need to do that research and say, I did that. I saw that. I know what quantum is. I know what this is. I know what nuke power does, right? You know, all of those kind of things. The good stuff, right? Because nuclear power, by the way, wasn't created to drop on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, right? But that's what it was weaponized. The technology was created for actually power, infinite power, right? Great amount of power from a very small amount of material, right? Well, that was the initial idea. It was a good, novel idea. It was to enhance civilization and bring us to a new era. But instead, we had two world wars. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the two world wars, what we had was two nukes going off. All right, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and many more before that, somewhere around in the middle of Mexico, God knows where. But it happened. You know what I mean? You know, it got weaponized, man. It got weaponized. G-Shock says, back to work. Thanks for the TA before it became XRP show. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean, bro? It's just, it gets hilarious. But it is what it is. End of the day, we're enjoying it. So, G-Shock, have a nice day, my brother. Thank you very much for coming to the show. I do appreciate that. XRP says, nothing. Well, okay, so let me. It is an illusion. All these countries are working together and they're building a slave system to enslave all of us. Yeah, that's the reason why you want to be decentralized, because the slave system is the centralization, all of that stuff. So again, whatever XRP is building for the future, the ROUSD and whatever, that's just part of that system. You don't get approved, right, by governments and in corporations or institutions to do something legally, right? You don't get that unless you are part of that elite that is going to be able to control the others in, you know, below the slaves. So you have two types. You have the elites and you have the slaves, the masters and the slaves. So that's what it is, and your name is part of the master community. So you're either an elite or you're a slave, and I don't think you are. I think you definitely don't like centralization. I think you definitely see what's happening for real, and you are concerned about it, and you do see that there's going to be a dystopian society where we could be under complete control. And the best part is, if we understand this, then we're aware and we can actually prepare for that. Now we can prepare for it in the mental way and say, you know what, it's coming, we can accept it. It's okay. There's nothing you can do about it. Or you find alternatives, and even then, you know, if the entire world is taken over and we have a new world order, nothing really matters. You know what I mean? It's probably the end of the world by that time, but it is what it is, man. End of the day. But yeah, it's true. Like, you know, we have nothing. As I said, UK produces nothing, and we talk about GDP, gross domestic produce. What the people? That's what the GDP of UK is. The people, nothing more, by the way. So we don't produce anything. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. We outsource everything to other countries, and then we end up pointing fingers. And it's like, oh no, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Don't blame cheap labor. It's had nothing to do with cheap labor. There are people who don't have job, like for example in USA, like jobs market and all of that, right? You know, unemployment rate, it's almost near to record low. People are unemployed. Give them jobs. In the UK, we don't have jobs, and even then we have to trust what the government tells us. But we can see hundreds and thousands of people who don't have a job. We see homeless people in some of the best parts of UK, best parts of London, homeless people sleeping on the streets. Give them a job. Give them a job. Let them get home. You know what I mean? But no, we'd rather have a social system. We don't have, and that's what messes things up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. So they have hijacked crypto, yes, and I feel that that's happening, and I have explained that on many live streams as well. I said, look, BTC is being taken over by centralized governments. However, we are still fortunate that we do still own, so publicly, we still own 57% of all crypto, and likes of Michael Saylor and XYZ, they're in the other half, and then we have 6% that hasn't even been mined yet. So far, 6% plus 57, we know 63% is kind of still protected away from the elites, but they do hold a majority share, and that's happening. They have the money because they can print the money whenever they want, so they got that. XRP says BTC pump because Tether printed $2 billion just before the freaking election. The Tether printing funds and whatnot, that's a whole different thing, bro. We can't go into that. Tether, the way the algorithm works, and hence why it's been accepted. So what you have to understand again, Tether's the first ever USD peg coin. And why was it accepted? You think some random coin was accepted for no good reason? There was a reason behind it. Tether prints on demand, right? So if you actually go and say, I want to buy $2 billion worth of Tether, you have to make an actual exchange for it to print. Tether just doesn't print from nothing. There's a reason how they print it, where they print it from. Right now, Tether printing $2 billion could have taken $2 billion worth of BTC off the market. If they were dodgy, they could have taken that. You see what I mean? They could have owned 50% of the entire supply. They could do that, print as much Tether as they want, like a Federal Reserve, and buy all the. Oh shit! So my phone's about to die, right, guys? But okay, let me put a charge on. So my phone's about to die. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 5%. Right. So Tether, this is what you have to. The reason we accept it is because we understand how it works. Right. Again, most people don't. Of course, if you have some crypto background, you would understand. So Tether works by demand. So when you print, I want to pay this to print this, and it prints. Of course, Tether also has the power to print, but if they did, they could have taken all the BTC and start selling it to people. But they haven't done that. They're only trading in fiat. Tether's only making money in fiat. So Tether's only interested in the fees that they collect. That's their revenue. So again, look at the reality. So it is what it is, man. 10-2 doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make it. That had nothing to do with BTC pumping. In fact, when you sell BTC, what are you going to sell to? A USD stable coin or maybe US dollars. So when you do that, it prints more. So if someone sold $10 billion worth, it will print $10 billion worth. And then when someone decides to get rid of it burns actually. So it has a burn mechanism in there as well. So whatever people are holding is what you see. Whatever people use to buy and sell is what you see. What doesn't exist doesn't exist. It gets burned. So, and ROUSD is the same, right? USDC is exactly the same. So what you have to understand, it's a real crypto stable coin. It has a function and people have seen the function. Hence why a lot of centralized exchanges and everybody accepted it. Right? The only reason they are not compliant is because they're not bending down like everybody else is. And they're not owned by the US governments or backed by the US governments and the US banks like Goldman Sachs and this and that backing USDC and now ROUSD being backed. So it becomes a one-sided thing. This was universal. This was being run from a non-jurisdiction country, and it wasn't, and it's the first one as well. So, as I said, accept things for what they are, right? XRP world, accept things for what they are, bro. And I think I've spent a lot of time with you, like right now as well. And I hope you understand. Like, look, I'm not here like other YouTubers. I'll spend the time with you because even my viewers, my regular viewers, some of them have left because they came here for the BTC stuff, but now this became an XRP thing. They're not interested. They left. Do you understand? So end of the day, I'm giving you that time, but I do urge you to go and do a lot of research, understand certain things, understand how these cryptos work, understand how these stable coins work before you start talking about them. Because I shouldn't be spending my time talking to you about how these work. I shouldn't. Maybe it's fine because other people will also be educated through this as well and they'll understand more. So maybe you're helping other people. But ultimately, if someone talks about something, they should know what they're talking about. If you don't, then I urge you to go and learn and understand how it works. Just question it. So it is what it is. Nature's treasures restricted. I don't know what happened. Ali Sale says, Denzel Washington once said, if you read the newspaper, you are misinformed. If you don't read, you are uninformed. But you're better off being uninformed though sometimes. You know what I mean? You're better off being uninformed because the information you're getting is a misinformation, right? So how does it really help? So you'd rather be an uninformed person and just live in your own little bubble, because that actually works out better. There are plenty of people out there who just get on every single day, wake up and do their own thing, go to the same shop, do their own thing, and they have a normal life. They don't know what happens outside the world because they don't really observe anything, and they're having a good time, right? Because nothing bothers them. It doesn't affect them. I mean, I'm probably one of those people. If we had some sort of an alien attack or some zombie attack or whatever, I wouldn't know unless someone tells me. Did you know something's happening? I don't know. I'm not joking. I wouldn't. So, for example, like some wars and fights and this that break out recently. We've had a few. Ukraine, for example, right? Happened in Ukraine. I didn't know. Someone told me, "Oh, did you hear what happened in Ukraine?" What? What happened in Ukraine? They're like, "Oh, Russia's having a war with Ukraine." What? When did that happen? I had no idea, because I'm not interested. I'm in my own bubble, man. I got my own shit to take care of. I can't handle global BS. End of the day, that's BS, because end of the day, if two parties like the global leaders have a problem with each other, go to a boxing match and fight it out. Why are you dragging your country in for? Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's required, because that's how you make money. You sell weapons, you buy weapons, you get donations and whatnot, and it's a scam. It's a scam, and people suffer. So it is what it is. XRP World says all the free energy you want. Free energy for what, my brother? I don't know what free energy you're talking about, bro. Anyway, we don't need free energy. What we need is sustainable energy, real energy. The kind of people who were visionaries during the time of, like, Einstein, during the time of Edison, during the time of Newton, let's go far, right? And during the time of Tesla, and there's another few other guys there around that time as well. Can't remember all the names because these are the ones that I mostly follow and I like. So, say for example, Nikola Tesla and all of that. These guys were visionaries. They were thinking about bringing new technologies, sustainable technologies, and of course, the governments could have charged people. They could have charged people for nothing, but the government would rather charge for oil that was being extracted by a private company, coal that is being extracted by a private company. You see what I mean? So they would rather charge for that, right? Because they can tax that. Oh, no, we have another. So they wanted to do that. So the rich were getting rich, right? What Nikola Tesla and XYZ, they were thinking about how to create energy from nothing, right? Free energy, right? And then the governments could have also charged for that. But that doesn't make other people rich. You see what I mean? So you got to understand the politics as well. It is what it is anyway. So yeah, I mean, you don't need free energy. I mean, I don't want free energy, right? If there's an energy, if an effort's being put in, if an infrastructure is being put in place, it needs to be paid for. It needs to be maintained. So there's always going to be payment for it. Do you know what I mean? But diluting money and keeping people poor and keeping people stressed and in fearful and always wanting a little bit more because they just don't have enough, that's wrong. And that's wrong. And those are the chains you need to break out of. When you break out of that, it's a whole different story. You do what you want, you live as you want, you go wherever you want, you work when you want, right? You do whatever. You have a greater life. You know what I mean? You're much more happier. So that's what I believe anyway. Unsatisfied NBA player. Also, my brother, how to stay protected from inflation. What investment should I make? Right now, bro, I can't give you those advices on what you want to invest or not. Because everything is quite hot. And I would recommend wait until Trump gets into power. Furthermore, if you are planning to invest into something long term, I would say wait until April. All right, just wait until April to make some decisions. And this is not related to crypto, by the way, just general, basically, because Trump coming into power is gonna have a kind of an effect where we will see like a wave effect. It will go everywhere, and we want to see how the global geopolitics works out, basically. So by April we should find out, and we should get a rough idea how things are going to be. So because as I said, I have nothing against Trump, and I think is a great person. As a person, he's a good person. As a president, I think he's always been shafted. He's not the favorite, even if people vote him in. People think they voted him. Ultimately, the other governments, the shadow governments or whatever governments, people in power, people in control, they're just using him as a puppet, and I think he's going to face some serious situation this time, because there's a lot of crap that needs to reset, and he's just going to be put there to reset that. So See what's gonna happen. XRP World says, I have lots of stuff, not just XRP. Okay, XRP, if you do, then that's great. But maybe you need to change your name from XRP World to Crypto World. You know, like me, my name is Sham, 0x Files is the channel, but I don't call it 0x because that would be more like me being an Ethereum guy, but I'm not an Ethereum guy. But I just like X Files. I'm a massive fan of X Files, Scully and Mulder. I'm a massive fan. I love aliens. So I like that kind of stuff. Hence why I wanted to copy X Files, but you know, me being in crypto, I just said, okay, I'm going to put 0x Files. So that's one of the reasons why, and I'm being completely honest about it and transparent. That's the reason why I took the name 0x Files. So 0x is in crypto, and then the X Files is in everything else basically. So these are like all the videos that we do, all the streams that we do. These are like kind of how would I say this? Yeah, like they stay there. They're going to be there forever. So they stay there. They're kind of a document of everything. So these are the X Files, if that makes sense, right? So people can come back in the future and say this guy said this or this guy said that. So that's what they are. These are the files. XRP World says you have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue. No problem, my brother. Actually, it was formerly called Circle Group. There, but and Ledger was presented in 1987. Okay, fair play. If that's what you say, okay, fair play. We're just gonna leave it there. You know. So Garlinge House was already planning to do all of that. 1987 is, do you know what I mean? So don't connect the dots. Stick to the fact. Let's not make this long, but I'm just going to go back to you one more time. I don't have a clue, and I accept that. No problem. You have a clue. Fine. Whoever created the ledger, irrelevant. Whoever created BTC, irrelevant. Right? Whoever created the computer that BTC was created on, irrelevant. Whoever created the computer or the internet, irrelevant. None of that matters. Right? What matters is you're talking about XRP. Now, when was XRP created or talked about? 2011. When did XRP come out? 2012. So beyond that or before that, none of that is relevant. None of that is relevant. So please, let's not make this an entirely XRP BS. Please. Leave it there, bro. Leave it there. All right. So leave it there. Have fun being on UBI, bro. I'm being broke. I'm being. Oh, you are broke. Oh, sorry, bro. So you definitely need universal basic income, man. If you're broke. I have no idea. Rick says no, it won't. Gold you can move and hide. Can you? Okay, if you can, great. Unsatisfied says, what about 2 to 4 year investment only? What is a good investment to hold for 2 to 4 years? I don't think it makes sense to buy land for a short period of time. No, you don't buy land for a short period of time, Dumbo. You buy land forever. That's your land. That's gold. Okay, you want to buy something 2 to 4 years stable that is not volatile, not unlike crypto and this and that. Go and buy an index fund. Simple index fund. Make sure you buy a good index fund. Also, if you do buy some shares and this and that, buy some shares that pay dividends. That's it. You're laughing. I don't normally talk about stocks and dividends, but yeah, if it's got a dividend paying share, go and buy it. You're fine. If the stocks go up, you make money, right? And at the end of the day, you still get dividends regardless what happens. Only time you don't get paid is the company goes bust. But most companies in the top index fund are usually stable and they're fine. Even if the market goes up and down, of course they have cycles, but they're stable and you get dividends. So Rick says gold is much better than land investment. Probably, bro. It is probably, God knows. But only thing I know is with that gold, the price is always inflated, artificially inflated. And then, right, when the demand is too high, like the price goes too high, guess what they do? All of a sudden, gold miners somehow discover more gold. Wow. So we have more gold, right? For example, they've estimated there's about 2.7 trillion tons or whatever, tons, not dollars, tons, just sitting in the ocean floor. They just need to go and get it. So the point is when the demand is high, so gold, yeah, when the demand is high, the miners are just going to go and find more. Until then, they don't find any. So what happens there is they create a supply shortage on purpose so the price can go up. And as soon as the price goes up, they dump it. So yeah, we seem to find loads of gold, whenever we want, whenever the price goes up, more gold disappears. So let's leave it there, bro. Faisal says XRP world, Sham's been in the game longer than you, guaranteed you have been watching it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Unsatisfied says XRP is just another troll. Maybe, my brother. It doesn't matter. We welcome everybody, and we do encourage people to go and learn and educate themselves before they start pointing fingers at other people. But if, of course, if somebody comes and says to me, "You don't know," I don't know. If someone says, "You know," what do I know? End of the day, because I'm the type of a person who will question everything, and I accept, I want you to, I encourage you all to question everything, right? So for me, I've questioned everything about Bitcoin, right? And I've stated this as a fact. I said, look, I used to be a fanatic, but I'm not, because I see it for what it is. I used to be a guy who believes that Bitcoin was totally decentralized, but I'm not, because I believe that we are now losing power to the centralized entities for institutions and whatnot, who are taking control from us. And we are losing that decentralization to them, right? They already started to take the miners and started to centralize those. So that's becoming centralized. So that's a little bit more problem, all right? BlackRock owns a massive shares into those. Again, that's a problem. Centralized. We see people like Michael Saylor, other companies, BlackRock and whatnot, buying up as much BTC as possible, right? That's a problem. So when you see that, when you see people with free money, because they have free, you and I have to work our balls off for our money, but they have free money. They have the printers on tap, right? They can just basically go and do whatever they want. So they're printing money and they're buying whatever they can. Do you know what I mean? It's a whole different story. And unfortunately, a lot of these mega companies that come and people see and all the hypes around, what they don't realize is they've already had the investment from these institutions. So again, these global massive corporations invest into these projects to come around. And then these projects suddenly all of a sudden get approved for this and that. Do you think was magic? Try and do the same thing. Try and create a new version of XRP. Actually, try an exact duplicate of XRP yourself, right? XRP world, create one and try and be XRP. Try and go through all the loops and hurdles that they've gone through, right? Try and get all of that regulations done, except the SEC part. Leave the SEC part around, but go and do all of that. Go and try and sell your cryptos. Try and do all of those things. Go and try and do it. Watch. You won't have the capacity because you won't have the marketing budget. They've had that. Do you know why? Because they've had the investment to do that. So it was already planned. Right, so there are things you got to understand, guys. Please, you have to be real about it. Again, I don't know what kind of a background you come from. I'm an entrepreneurial background. I come from a business background. I've been in business since I was 17. So end of the day, I've been in all sorts of games, crypto. Right, I've had my own crypto projects. Failure doesn't matter. I've never even promoted it to people, so it failed before I launched because I just don't want to launch it. I've done other stuff, other trials and whatnot. I build. That's what I do. I have software companies. I have all sorts of other investments that I've made. So yeah, I've been in the game a very, very long time. So, doesn't matter what market it is. I've put my fingers in every single pie. Let's put it this way, right? And I've tasted a little bit. I said, I like this. I like that. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I'm not stuck onto just one thing. So that's what it is, man. So it is what it is. Crypto Creepier says hi again, bro. Okay, how do you build a hedged portfolio when BTC and gold are high? Silver shows downside risk and correlations may shift due to uh, reflexive investor behavior. So one of the things I don't know, crypto, I think you've seen me on Discord talk about this with Faisal. I believe you've seen me have a conversation with him. I said, guys, what you have to understand is trend is your friend. So in any market cycle, we have a trend. So when we look at gold, that's an entire different entity. So I know people like to call it the commodities, but actually it's a whole different entity. Gold and silver, right? Precious metals is a whole different entity. So if you look at them, look at the trends. And of course, what you see, if you see something trending up, right, and on a trend moving continuously up, the most important thing you need to accept at that time, we're coming in for a correction. So you have to have that idea. Is like, okay, you might correct 10%, 50%, whatever. You have your idea, you do your charts, and you say it's going to correct there. That's where I want to buy. Because it's still trending on an overall larger time frame, it's still trending up. So gold, yeah, overall, it's still going to go up, right? But that dip, remember what I said, the reality, more gold is found all of a sudden. That's what gives it that dip. So that's gold or precious metal. That's the thing. Silver, they say it's not valuable, right? They say it's not valuable. But guess what? Silver is used more in actual devices like this phone and whatever I've got. It's used in the devices. There's more silver being used. So silver is actually being used compared to gold. Gold people wear as a jewelry, silver also as a jewelry, but also used in actual products. So think about that. There's more value in that. So holding that, I see valuation. Now, ups and down again, more found or whatnot. So there's a whole different story behind that. Um, so what you have to understand is trends, right? Trends, if you think that it's trending up too much, if it's overbought, it's going to be dumping at some stage. That's the most basic way I can say it to you. Of course, I'm not analyzing gold. I don't do gold analysis. Any gold that I have is physical, and physical as in coins. So I'm a coin collector. So I buy physical gold coins, like actual coins. I do collect them. I have a nice collection, and I normally buy them from the Royal Mint. So it's not like I'm buying from an open market or something. No, I buy from the Royal Mint. I'm a member of the Royal Mint. So whenever new collections come, then I get it from them. And most of the gold that I buy from them is usually made in fine gold. So I don't buy the normal stuff, the fine gold stuff. So yeah, I just like to collect gold. So, I do hold gold in that sense, but I'm not a big fan. I don't do gold trading and stocks and BS like that. I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Joe Kota is here. We will longer see a crash like we used to. We will no longer see a crash. Okay, yeah. We have institutional money and they don't sell as easy as retail does. Even so, during the 2016, 2018 bull run, Bitcoin had 8 different 30% correction. 100%, no, you're right. So this cycle is entirely different. In fact, the only people that have been liquidated and the only people that have actually lost money, so you can actually go to CoinGlass, and there's another one, man. I always forget that name. There's another one. I don't use it. That's the reason why I don't remember the name. But you can actually see retail investors. So there's a chart that shows you retail investors versus institutional investors. And guess what? Most of the institutional investors have not sold. So the paper hands is usually the weak hands and the people who bought small amounts. So people who recently bought small amounts, they're the ones who got liquidated, or they're the ones who actually got sold and left the market. You know what I mean? That's what's happening. So that's the sad reality. Now, institutions can't sell even if they can sell. Right. So let me explain this. A lot of the institutions, when they buy, say, for example, I buy $1 million worth from my company. I bought $1 million worth. Well, it's beneficial for me to stick to that $1 million worth. Even if it goes to $1, it's still worth me having $1 million worth of crypto. The reason is because I can actually deduct that through tax as a loss. So it's worth me having that on my balance. Right. Of course, now all of a sudden, if it pumps and it goes to the moon and I decide to cash out, then I have to pay taxes. So, of course, if I'm making profits, I'll pay taxes, and everyone's all happy. However, if it's going down, I shouldn't sell. These are tactics people don't understand. So these are actual like institutional business tactics. Even in the real world, you can do this with your own business, by the way. Just go make sure you get some advice from your taxman. But these are techniques that we have. So you can actually deduct taxes from that, your VAT, whatever you have, you can deduct that as a loss because that was a business expense. So that's the reason why institutions, even if they can, they won't. It's not worth doing that. It's worth not doing it. Right? You actually save a lot more and you have more benefits over time because of that. So that's what it is. But yes, those 20-30% corrections, 30% maybe. I would love to see it. I have asked for it. I have called for it quite a few times. You know this as well. Unfortunately, we haven't seen one of those. So far, we're only seeing like these 5-10% dumps. I think that's going to be the new norm. And I've mentioned this previously in other live streams where I said, look, over time, there's going to be a time when BTC is just going to stabilize because of all of these institutions. It's going to stabilize. And when it stabilizes, it's going to become just like another stable currency. Instead of a stable USD, it will be a stable BTC, right? Which is when makes sense to have it as a global reserve currency, right? Fair play. But that's not when we want to be in BTC. That's when we want to dump and leave because we need volatility. We make money on volatility, right? We need a 20-30% correction. That's where we make the money. We don't make money on a stable coin, you know what I mean? So that's not going to be worth it anyway. Ducator says Bitcoin is the hedge. It's a hedge against tax inflation. I've been protected from both since 2018, when I went all in a Bitcoin. Nice, my brother. Well done, well done. So 2018, is that 2018? I thought last time you said 2013, bro. Last time you said 2013. Anyway, GK says there is no term to hold Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a whole new monetary system. Your choice is stay loyal to the shackles in your wrist with fiat or seek freedom in Bitcoin. It's an all or nothing thing. True, Ducator, but the thing is, what you have to understand is who you're talking to. If you're talking to crypto croupier, I don't think crypto croupier is looking, how would I say this? I don't think he's in our right mindset at this present moment. He's discovered crypto. He's in the crypto, from what I understand so far. Crypto, correct me if I'm wrong. So he's just discovered it, he's doing things, but he's also in the middle of his studies, I believe, right? So I think he's still studying and whatnot. So there's a long way to go. So for me, I wouldn't recommend him going wild and buying anything right now. He's not there. So there's a fun fact, right? You know, we like there's particular age category, right? We want to protect our funds, right? Ducator, I hope that kind of makes sense to you. So I'm just reading that part and I'm answering this, right? So I hope this kind of makes sense, right? We are at a particular age, right, where we want to protect our funds. A lot of the younger people, right, younger than us, right, who are coming into crypto now or discovering now, they haven't made that type of wealth to protect. Does that make sense? I don't know if you know if I've said it the right way, but there's an age gap, particular age group. We've made our wealth. We're trying to protect it. So we're trying to protect it in a decentralized way, tax inflation and whatnot. We're trying to protect it from all of that, right? And then you have the other group who are mostly trying to just make money and probably save a little bit, but mostly make money. It's all about investments and being in there for 3-4 years rather than having in an ISA or some sort of a saving account, doing it that way and trying to make some money, nothing more, because they don't really have the funds yet. So they're trying to get to that area where they can make the funds so they can protect it. But we're already there. So there's that kind of a difference. I hope that kind of makes sense. So Lucky Luke says Bitcoin sucks. Buy prostitutes instead. Well, prostitutes suck, bro. Bitcoin doesn't suck you. You want a BJ, you go to a prostitute, bro. Anyway, Ducator says XRP's only use case is to make broken system work faster. Bro, you nailed it. You smashed it there. You smashed it there. I'm not even gonna read the rest of it because you smashed it there. What a pathetic coin to invest in when the dollar falls. Then XRP has no reason to exist. Checkmate. You smashed it there, bro. You smashed it. Ducator, this one, bro. You smashed it. Respect, my brother. Matthew says Alameda Research, BTC going down, down, down. Is it? Alameda Research is the very same place which was involved in FTX, remember? It's the other hand of FTX. So you're still following them? Bro, be careful. Right? If you didn't know anything about Alameda Research and FTX, then go and research them. They were hand in hand, the same people, basically. So be careful who you follow. If you do want to follow anyone, I'll recommend go follow ARK Invest, not Alameda Research. Anyway, Ducator says there are like 2.6 million coins that have attempted to beat Bitcoin. All of them have failed or only ever achieved a very small fraction versus Bitcoin. Know your place. Shitcoins, BTC is king. 100%, my brother. You know that. But Ducator, you know how I am. I'm open-minded. And I said, I respect for all of them for who they are. But what we don't need, right? What we don't need is basically, people just thinking about something in one way. And of course, just trying to shove whatever they know. And I'm like, there's no point. Yeah, I mean, whatever knowledge I have, I'll talk about it. If I don't have it, I'll say I don't know, right? But some of the things that the brother was talking about earlier on, for example, just didn't make any sense. It was like, seriously, do you even know what it is? It's like, this printing, that printing, this happening, that happening. So a lot of the time, you got to realize is why do people accept it? you know. And as I say, Bitcoin, yeah, is one of the biggest memes on the planet, right? But and it is the king because it's the first one. Respect it. Don't turn around and start dissing it and this and that, because ultimately it's the only one that's been accepted by governments. It's the only one that has been accepted by countries. You know, it's the only one that everyone knows, right? So respect that. It's the freaking memes. Accept it, you know. So when you get people who are kind of fanatics about a particular coin, it's a bit disheartening. It's like when you see it, it's like, seriously, dude, you've been brainwashed, man. You don't need that. You know, be in it, have fun, respect everybody, respect every community, and move forward with that. You know, and we welcome everybody. Everybody from every walks of life is welcome to this channel. My name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. There are plenty of lives out there. Go and watch it. I don't have a problem effing and blinding anyone on a live stream. It's always real and raw, right? That's the truth here. So Ali Sayel says, I totally agree with you. Crypto was for average people. With all these institutions coming for crypto isn't a good thing. No, this is what I've mentioned. I said, look, when we had the institutions get interested and institutions coming into crypto, I said, guys, that wasn't a good thing for us. And I always said to people, I said, that's not a good thing. You know, this is going to wreck us, because these guys, what they're going to do, they're going to use their paper, pen and paper, pen is mightier than sword. So they don't have to fight it. They don't have to fight crypto anymore. All they have to do is join it. You know, you can't beat them, you join it. That's what we normally say. But they said, no, 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 we can't fight it. We can't fight it. We can't take them down, but we can control it. So what they did, they said, we'll take control when we have enough, and then we'll start regulating it. And the regulation will be one-sided, right? Means the regulation will favor one side more than the other. This way we can limit the average Joe, you know, the sheep, right, or the cockroaches, right? We can limit them from growing, because they are afraid about the wealth gap and the wealth gap closing, because a lot of people are finding opportunities and now are becoming very wealthy. People who, you know, didn't earn much, probably put $1,000 in, and I'm talking about, say, back in 2009, someone put $1,000 into a BTC. Well, that $1,000 right now is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That's a gap that's closed instantly. You know, it took just over a decade for people to close that gap. They became multi millionaires, right, in a very short time. For example, I think Winklevoss brothers, the guys who are partially the founders of Facebook as well. So those two twins, in fact, they're the founders of Gemini as well, Gemini Exchange, which I recommend to people. So those two brothers, I think they were back in 2017 or 2018, I can't remember. I think they were officially the first billionaires, right? With BTC, by the way, because they actually received a portion of Facebook, the sell-off or whatever you want to call it, like, you know, when they had to get rid of their shares or whatnot, the case, they received part of it in BTC. So that was worth like $1 billion. Of course, they're already rich anyway, but you see what I mean? So that's what it is. But they're just going to regulate it to the point where basically they have control. It's do as I say, not as I do. That's what's going to happen. So that's what it is. Ducator says, no. The institution's money is a good thing. You and I bought in when Bitcoin was cheap. They are buying when Bitcoin is expensive as a rule. Oh, 100%. They are definitely, but they're trying to control the narrative. That's what I'm saying. They're going to control it in such a way where they're going to create barriers to entry and barriers to exit as well at some stage. So if you don't know how to spend it, if you don't know how to do, then you need to educate yourself. That's what I'm saying. Matthew D. Hart, my brother. Sham, I'm a coin collector as well. Are you? That's freaking awesome, man. So I'm not like crazy collector, but I do collect, like, you know, on the Royal Mint, whenever they have these fine gold coins and very limited edition, like 1,000 pieces or sometimes even 500 pieces, I buy them. There was once, back in 2006, I think it was 2005, if I'm correct. Yeah, 2005, because I had a BMW convertible. That's why I'm saying 2005, because 2006 I didn't have that car, but 2005 I believe it was. If it was 2004 or 2005, there was this one collection that came up on the Royal Mint, and there was only 8 pieces, and it was auctioned, not to the highest bidder, but like kind of raffle. So I had to pay, I think it was like £200 entry fee, and I got one of those, and instantly it was worth a lot more. So I still have one of them. It's like some ancient gold coin, and there's only 8 pieces of that particular thing. So I have one of those. So yeah, I love my coins, man. I have a good collection, you know, and I put them in little packets and whatnot. Yeah. Ducator says we see Bitcoin first. Catchphrase be fulfilled. Bitcoin is the greatest transcendence of wealth from rich to the poor. And the word is exactly. And this is what it is. People who bought Bitcoin and just sat on it, even a few years ago, even 2 years ago, people who bought 2 years ago, right, during the November bear market, right, bear market bottom, people who bought it 2 years ago, even they are up. You know what I mean? So that's how you got to look at it. It's like, if you are going to buy Bitcoin, and for example, crypto Cupia, if you are going to buy Bitcoin, then you never buy with the intention that, oh, I'm going to sell it in 1 year, I'm going to sell it in 2 years. No, you have to have a longer time frame, a longer horizon. And of course, if you are comfortable and you think, okay, I've made 5x, 10x, whatever, I've made significant amount of money and I need to make my money, then you take it away. Then you sell it for the top, whatever the price is, and buy it again or go and enjoy life. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely fine. If you're in it for the money, you say you're in it for the money. Matthew D. Hart says mainly gold. Yep, mainly gold, but I have diversified into some silver as well. In fact, silver was very recent. The first proper silver coin that I bought was the Prince William and I forgot her name, but Kate, Princess Kate or whatever. When they got married, they had this special coin. I don't know if you saw it. There was a £5 coin. So that I think was the first time I bought from Royal Mint a silver coin. However, there is another one I have. I didn't buy that initially, but I do hold a special £5. So it's got a £5. The value shows £5, but it's a £5 sterling. So it's not silver. So you remember, sterling is not full silver; it's partially copper as well. But I have a £5 big chunky £5 silver coin, queen with the queen's head and a Queen Elizabeth too. So yeah, I have that. Lucky Luke says the problem with Bitcoin holders, without their money, they would have no contribution to BTC network. I don't know what you're talking about, Lucky Luke, because the people, you and I, now, we're talking about this now, all right? This is 2025. Bitcoin didn't start with us. We're now talking about money. I entered with money. I bought the bottom, I sold the top, and I do that all the time. So yes, you and I, we can relate to the money part, right? But most of the people who originally used Bitcoin, right, up to 2012, by the way, 2008, 2009, let me just say 2009 because that's the official time when it was launched. So January the 3rd, 2009. Remember that, put down the calendar. That was the initial official launch date. So on that particular launch date, 3 years. 3 years later, 2012 was the first time we saw a Bitcoin rally, a bull market. More and more people get interested. But before that, every person that held BTC ran their own node and mined their own Bitcoin on their own laptop with a GPU. You know what I mean? GPU, CPU, whatever they were using. So ASIC miners didn't even exist. But then when the demand was higher, right, by 2015, 2016, or 2013, actually, 2013, 2014, when demand started to get higher, that's when other people got interested and they started making specific technology to mine it faster, right? So use more computational power. It didn't mine it any faster because it's still 10 minutes per block, but it just meant that because they were doing all the calculations faster, they could actually potentially earn the crypto every 10 minutes. So that's where the competition started. These ASIC miners came in. You understand? It's especially dedicated so that all the resources went just for one thing rather than having it shared across the platform. So the OS, right? So, whether it was a Windows laptop or an Apple, it doesn't matter what it was. When you have your laptop open, is the resources being shared. I don't know if you know about this, right? So when you have your computer, the moment your computer opens, it's being shared between different things inside the partition because every thing needs a bit of resource. So these ASIC miners didn't need anything. They just solely only look for Bitcoin, nothing more. So that's how it was. So those guys were mining it, bro. So we can't really say that. And those are the guys who are still holding it. So again, we can't really say that. So it is what it is, man. Anyway. Ducator's going to answer that. Bitcoin holders have the contribution to the network other than transaction fees. Miners are who contribute. Yes, but also I want to talk about transaction fees. You know, Bitcoin doesn't have a transaction fee. Ducator, I don't know if this is new to you, bro, but Bitcoin has never had a transaction fee. Bitcoin blockchain never ever had a transaction fee. The thing that you call a transaction fee, which we got to know now, officially it's not a transaction fee, it's a tip, nothing more. So you're actually just tipping the miner, nothing more. So he adds it to his block, right? Rather than the network choosing whichever one. So that's again, this is a new thing. It wasn't the original design. It's never in the design anyway. It's not there. But people have accepted it over time to be a fee, but it's not a fee, it's just a tip, a minor tip, right? So that's what it is. But if you run your own node, you don't even need a tip. You can do it for nothing. So Bitcoin, there is no function in Bitcoin's blockchain that says there's a fee. There is no fee. These are just miners who configured the ASIC miners to accept tips so they can add it to the block and move forward. Again, it's all automated as well. So, so I don't know if you knew this. Ducator says, nope, lol, I just found BTC in late 2020. Okay, so that's when you found it. Theodora, what is good to invest in now at this point of crypto? Beginners, since beginners never win. Beginners never have to lose, brother. So this is another thing, Theodora. This channel, I always talk about, guys, if you buy, understand when to buy, and if you buy at a particular level. So last live stream, so I do a live stream almost every day. I'm also, guys, while we're on the topic of every day, next 3 days or 4 days, actually, I'm not going to be doing a live stream. I'm actually going away. I'm actually traveling. So I won't be in a network or anything. I'm not going to even take my device with me. So I'm going to be traveling until Monday. I won't be back. So I'll probably do a live stream on Monday. So until then, I won't do anything. So I just thought I'd let you guys know this. So if you have watched this, remember this. I won't be doing a live stream until Monday. So this today is like the last one until Monday. But normally I do an everyday live stream. And always I tell people, I say, guys, if the market's moving up, you buy, right? And now, currently, recently, for the last, I don't know, 2, 3 months, I've been telling everyone, I said, guys, we're in the beginning of the end. Beginning of the end means we're closer to the end of the bull market, which means if you buy something, you have to buy it with risk management. You don't just degen and say, oh, I'm buying this and that's it, right? It's going to make me money. No, you buy with a stop loss. So you're prepared to lose 5%, 10%, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. That's what you're comfortable to burn. But when you're buying, you buy with the thought that this is your asset. This, even though it's digital, mentally you think this is my physical asset, right? Like this device I'm holding in my hand, which I'm trying to puff, but this is my asset, right? So whether the price goes up or goes down, it's still my asset. That way I can hold it for another year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I always recommend, if people come into Bitcoin, come with the mindset to be in it for 5 years, right? Now, in 6 months, if it gives you a 5x or a 10x, by all means, you're welcome to cash out. Make your money, cash out, no problem. Because nothing goes up forever. We'll come back down again, right? The only question is, are we going to go back to the levels that you originally started in, or are we going to be a little bit higher? That's the question that we always have. And most often than not, we never go back to the old prices, because mathematically it cannot go back to another low price. So for example, right now, mathematically it cannot go down to 10K, for example, right? If it does, that's going to amaze everybody. It's going to shock everybody. But mathematically cannot, even 20K, I don't think it's possible to go to 20K. So if people are waiting at 20K, that might never come. So that's that, that's what I'm going to say. But again, that's the one that I would bet. I would say anything. And Ducator is going to agree with that as well. The strongest and the most decentralized network out there is BTC. All right, so that's the one if you want to play safe, if you want to play decentralized, that's the one you're going to be. Of course, if you're looking for performance, like what can give you more, then you want to look at some of the altcoins. But again, another thing I don't do on my channel here, we don't do calls. I don't call any particular coins and advise you to buy this or that. For that, funnily, recently, like yesterday, I did a live stream and I spoke about it as well, and we are launching it. So it's going to be launched on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to announce it on our Discord group, that we are planning to open up a paid call channel, because I don't want to just give calls to everybody, because most people just don't use it and they abuse it. So I wanted to filter out the serious people and I wanted to send it out there, you know. So we are creating a paid call group. And by the way, guys, I know a lot of people think, oh, this guy's selling something, and this. No, I'm not selling anything, guys. Right? It's just there to. We are going to send the same calls to the public channel as well, but they're just not going to get it immediately. But those are the degen stuff, you know what I mean? So it's not for everybody. So you've got to be really serious and really committed to being there. It's like a monthly subscription thing. If you're not, then don't worry about it. You know what I mean? But I don't personally do calls on YouTube. That's not my style. I don't do that because a lot of people may assume, oh, he's doing a call, he's already bought it, he's trying to pump his coin and whatnot. No. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. I've got a whole private business. That's what I do. In fact, that's what I'm traveling for. That's where I'm going. So I've got a whole business out there, brother. So yeah. But yeah, you don't lose, Theodore. Remember, you do not lose, brother. If you do it the right way with the risk management, have a strategy. That's what I always advise. Stop loss, right? Always have a stop loss. Doesn't matter where you buy. Have a stop loss, 4 or 5% below, and yeah, you should be good. So far, I would say, like with BTC, if you are thinking of buying something, don't buy anything right now. Wait until Monday, right? Wait until Monday, and then see what the market does. If we up to Monday, we might still bleed out, right? There's a potential to bleed out. I think Monday we might start seeing a recovery. If we do see a recovery, we might actually have a recovery up to Wednesday, and then if we can confirm it on Wednesday, then we're good to go. Do you see what I mean? But of course, if we fail around Wednesday and we show weakness and we want to come back down again, then you have a stop loss and you stop out. You know what I mean? So you don't continue. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to say anyway. Educator, he's on the roll, man. He said, Bitcoin, put your money in the safe choice. 99% of anyone who has ever bought Bitcoin is in green. Only recent high buyers have lost. Yes, it's true. Educator's a Bitcoin bull. You do realize that. Brett Turbo, you know Turbo. So Theodore, you know Turbo, the original Turbo coin. So not the Brett, because there's Brett and then there's Turbo. So you know Turbo, the original was created by a YouTuber. So he had about 69,000 followers at that time. He created the Turbo coin using ChatGPT. He promoted it on Twitter and whatnot, and then he did that, and that thing popped to like a few million. He made a few $1 million out of that as well. He was crying on his live stream and whatnot because someone shared that video with me. I was like, each to their own, and good luck to him. You know what I mean? He's got a good community. He's got a good, strong community who support him, who, even though he used a chat GPT to create a coin, they bought it, they supported him. Great. I don't have that community, so, and I've seen it. I've seen the evidence. So it's good on him. So that's the little story behind Turbo. He created Turbo. Educator says, I'll find the dog alley. Bye, brother. Theodore says no 50x. If you're going with the hopes of 50x, you've got a gambling mentality. You should keep your expectations low and respect when it showers down on you. So what Ducator's telling you, Theodore, is he wants basically the safe one. So what's safe? Safe is when we have 1 or 2x. That's safe. The other stuff is not safe. It's degen. So you'll end up losing money, right? 50x. Yeah, great, but be careful, right? Be careful. That's what I'm going to say. Yes, we make money. Sometimes we're making 5, 6x, 7x, 10x in a day, but that's degen stuff. Because other times we're also losing. So we go in, we lose. You know what I mean? So we understand our risks. We only invest money we can afford to lose because we know it's kind of like gambling. It's like a casino. So when we're there, we're not hoping to make 100x. We're not hoping to make a 50x, right? We're going in with an expectation to make 2x, for example, and get out. But even then, sometimes we get 10x. As soon as that happens, we're like out as soon as we can. And most of the time, what we know is when we're in these degen projects, right, especially meme coins and whatnot, yeah, they're pumping, but when you try and sell, you can't sell a lot of the time because someone else pulls the liquidity. It's hard. So even if you see a 10x, by the time you exit, it's like 5x. Okay, I'll take 5x. But it's the reality. So that's what I'm saying. Just be careful. And that's why I think Ducator's suggesting BTC as well, which I also recommend as well. In fact, I hold like 50% in BTC all the time. I was like, no, 50% BTC, 25% other currencies, like used to be Ethereum, but I'm changing my mind now. But other currencies, let's just put it this way. But 50% always BTC, because that's the safe. And I don't look at my balance. So BTC, I just stash it, leave it. I don't look at my balance. So yeah. Exactly. Ducate has also grabbed on that as well. It's gambling because if you're looking at 50x, you're gambling, brother. So Ducator, I've just come to the bottom. Ducator says a tip. Okay, I can get down with that. Minus tip. Okay, cool. Same as paying a lightning operator go run a transaction. Well said. No, that's what it is. It's actually always been the case. That's the reality. It's always been the case, my brother. UK says, let's all put a like on the video. I appreciate his honesty in this video. Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate that as well. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's grow the community. You know, there's no harm. I'm on YouTube. Why not grow the community? But I always like to answer the questions one by one. I never go and skip anybody. I always respect everyone that comes here, regardless if it's a troll or not. Respect everyone. So uh I'll read the one with the zeros. I don't need to. I already know that. I know what you just said there. 0.0001, which is a millionth of a BTC, right, is actually worth $1. I know that. Right? You don't have to tell me, right? Um, okay. Are the poor class in BTC. Okay, so people who own that are the poor. The people who own zero point 0.1 are the middle class. People who own 0.1 to 1 are the rich. And zero people who own 1 to 100 super rich, and the 100 plus BTC rulers of the world. Well, we won't give them the rulers of the world yet, but definitely the rulers of crypto. Rulers of crypto. We'll definitely give them that. But in reverse, if people hold that today, if people hold 1 millionth of a BTC, that means one Satoshi. If people hold one Satoshi, what they don't realize, that's $1. Today it might not show up as anything, but that's going to be worth $1. If people can own 1% of a BTC, 0.01% of a BTC, right? Currently worth what? $1,000, what, $900, right? In the future, that's going to be worth $90,000. All right, so you got to look at it that way. It's the maths that you got to do. If you have a future forecast and you're planning to protect your funds, because the way you think, okay, I'm going to have a $10,000, I'm going to put it under my pillow and I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to protect my funds that way. Well, with the inflation, right, with the inflation that we have and all the taxation that we have, that money's not going to be worth much in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, right? So we know $1,000 today is probably going to be worth $100 2 decades from now, and that's the reality. It's happened. Like money that was created 100 years ago, $10,000 100 years ago is like $200,000 today. That's the equivalent, right? So thinking about that, in today's money, it's $200,000. So we know that $1,000 may be worth $100. However, if we buy $1,000 worth of BTC, it's the opposite, right? It will be worth 1,000 would be worth 10,000, if not $100,000. So owning those numbers is valuable in the long run. That's how I look at it, anyway. So yeah, but they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. People don't understand the maths. I was born to the late. I was born too late to discover the new world. I was born too early to travel the stars, but I was born exactly perfect. Exactly, my brother. We're all perfect. You know, so many people said to me, like people, friends, and family who know about my life and all the stuff that has happened, they said, what would you, if you go back, would you change anything? I said, no, if I go back, I would live it all over again. I wouldn't change a single thing because that's what made me who I am today. I wouldn't be this person. So I used to be a bit of an introvert, right? I still am kind of an introvert, right? So a bit of an introvert and whatnot, and didn't really like socializing people, didn't really mix with people because of my mindset, my thoughts, and my ideas. So always kept myself separately. But now I'm the complete opposite, you know. And even then, by the way, people liked me for what I am. It's not like they didn't like me. I just didn't like people. I didn't like people. So, and now look at me, I'm a people guy. You know what I mean? So I am who I am, and I do believe that everything that's happened to me and whatever I have now, it makes me perfect. So I was born perfect. I discovered Bitcoin the perfect time. I started talking about it the perfect time. I changed a few people's life by talking about it, and I'm still on a mission. And yeah, I think we are perfect as we are. We're all meant to be here. You're meant to be on this channel right now, and I'm meant to be here talking to you right now. So that's what I believe anyway. So, but I like your quote. I think your quote is great. So respect to that, my brother. Ducator says, to pioneer Bitcoin, so my perfect. To pioneer Bitcoin so my grandchildren can pioneer the stars. Okay, okay, fair play. Fair play. Ducator says, I like your channel. You should consider doing interviews with Rogan. I would love to talk with Rogan, but I don't have a connection to him, brother. Joe Rogan's connected to all the celebs. He's on speed dial with all the celebs. I'm not a celebrity and probably a nobody. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I don't want to be somebody anyway. I don't consider myself to be an influencer. I don't come here to please anyone. You probably know this, right? I'll easily effing blind anyone. But yeah, I'm just me. And I mean, Joe Rogan, if he takes me on, by all means, I think that would be a great one. You know, so yeah, if you have connections, let me know. Of course, crypto, nothing more, bro. Crypto related. Of course, if he wants to go down the route of conspiracy theories and whatnot, I'm quite well versed. I won't say fully versed, but I'm well versed in a lot of conspiracy theories. I don't think anything passes me. There may be one or two things, but most of the stuff, yeah, I've done some deep digging, looked into all of those. So, oh, me being the interviewer, but how am I going to get Joe Rogan, bro? I would love to interview him. Joe Rogan, of course, why not, bro? He can smoke his cigars or whatever he smokes, and I'll smoke my vape. Ducator says, "Oh, I got connection, homie. I was in. You was in Bali in 2013. What? Bali 2013? You was in Bali 2013. What happened in 2013, man? Hold on, don't tell me that was during the time of that tsunami, bro. Now you got me stuck, bro, because I can't remember Bali 2013. I can't remember what happened in Bali 2013. If it's crypto related, I probably wouldn't know because I went down the rabbit hole back in the late 2015. You know, I went into crypto all in 2015, middle of 2015, and I went like down the rabbit hole during that time. So by 2016, I was like, that's it, BTC is BTC. Ah, so there we go. Okay, so I wouldn't know about this, man. I wouldn't know about this. Ducator, yeah, I wouldn't know about this, bro. I wasn't part of it. I wasn't part of the community that time, man. I wasn't a believer then, bro. So I wasn't a believer, and yeah, I just didn't understand it. To be honest, I didn't understand it. So like a lot of people who I meet these days, and they do relate to me because of that. And a lot of people know me from way back in the days, and they say, "We remember you didn't know about it." I said, "Yeah, I didn't. I didn't." You know, and it came to me as a surprise, and you know, I remembered, and you know, by the way, I was first introduced to it in 2010. By the way, so I was introduced to Bitcoin in 2010. A friend of mine actually gave me a few Bitcoin for free. He just gave it to me, downloaded it onto my wallet. I didn't even know how to use it. He gave it to me. So yeah, I had Bitcoin back in 2010, but I didn't see any value. I didn't see the point of it. I didn't understand it. I couldn't see a chart, none of that business. So for me, it was just okay, digital money, some numbers on my thing. That's all I saw, to be honest. So I didn't really care. I chucked my phone away in the bin, and I regret it because let's put it this way: that phone's worth a few $1 million right now. Um, or at least close to a few $1 million. Actually, no, it is freaking almost $3 million. $3 million. So that phone is worth $3 million. Crazy. Okay. 2012, it came back to me. Through I used to drive a cab, and through driving a cab, one of my customers joked with me and says, "Can I tip you in BTC?" And basically, the guys promoting BTC came back to me. But again, I didn't take much notice. I didn't. I thought, well, that was it. It's not going to go any further. And then it came back to me again in 2015. And when it did come back to me, I just didn't stop. There was no ifs and buts. You know, I just went all in, man. Oh man, you met Jack Mallers. Jack Jack Mallers, there, the owner of Strike BTC. You understand Bitcoin like I do. Also, my brother. Of course he does, man. Listen, of course, anybody who's gone down the rabbit hole, bro, right? Definitely. As I said, I'm not an OG compared to you because if you've been in it since 2013, bro, I'm not an OG like you. but I've been in it since 2015, middle of 2015, and there's no going back. And that's what a lot of people don't understand because they haven't tasted it. They haven't understood it like we do. They don't understand the technicality. They just see the financial thing. They just see one Bitcoin is $1,000 or, oh, sorry, it was a 0.001 pence when it launched. And today it's $90,000. They just see that monetary value. They don't see that one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin and there's only ever going to be 21 million of those. They don't see that. That's the reason why they can't put a valuation on it. Because most people are monetary, right? Because they see things in a monetary value. What's the price? How much is it? How much can I make? You know, I had somebody ask me a question the other day about something. I was like, if I buy one Bitcoin today, how much can I make? I was like, what? Seriously? You're asking me how much you can make in Bitcoin? Sorry, what kind of question is that? You should ask me how many more Bitcoins you could make. Then I could probably tell you some stuff how to make more Bitcoin. But if you're talking about how much money you're going to make, bro, you're going to make as much money as they dilute, right? As much money as they inflate. That's the money you're going to make. One BTC is always going to be one BTC. The price you're going to pay is whatever today's currency value is. So if the currency $1 is, you know, if the value is $1 is $1. If it's $1,000, then you get for one BTC you get $1,000. You know what I mean? It's not demand. People think, oh no, it's got to do with demand. People are willing to pay that. No, it's to do with the devaluation. People just don't see that. You know, the inflation is what you're paying. So BTC is just taking advantage of the inflation, and people are paying the inflation price, nothing more. So that's what it is, man. Of course, man, that's going to be awesome. Respect, and I can hear your experience in your replies. I would not stick around if it was BS. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, man, I've been deep down the hole, man. I've been deep down the hole, you know. But I sometimes say I've been blessed and cursed at the same time, right? And a lot of people don't know what I mean by that. My curse is I didn't understand what it was in 2010, because if I did, I swear to you, Ducator, the Winklevoss brothers wouldn't be the first billionaires, right? That would have been me, because I'm a type of guy who goes all in. Believe me, I've gone bankrupt a few times. I go all in. I don't care whatever good business it is, whatever good idea. If I believe in it, I have conviction in it, I'll go all in. And that's exactly what I did in 2015, right? I went all in. So a similar way. So if I understand something, I'll go all in. That's it. You know, I'm not backing off, right? So if I did, believe me, I had a good chunk of money to chuck in there, you know, good chunk of money. Back in 2010, I had plenty of cash sitting around doing nothing. Let me give you a good example. 2008, right? Me and a buddy of mine went and bought a property with cash in UK, cash, right? Just money sitting there, cash. Give you a good example. Okay, here's a good one, right? So I'm talking money I had from before, but let's put it this way. 2005 to 2007, right? I'm driving custom cars, literally custom, all custom made and everything, right? Custom cars, where the cars are probably worth, on the street values, worth about 10 grand. And I've modified them, customized them with about another 35, 40,000 pounds, right? I'm driving custom cars. The local police and all sorts, right, used to stop me just to take a photo with the car. They wanted to take pictures with my car. They didn't stop me to ask me what was my if I have insurance and this and that, none of that. If I have a license, none of that. They just wanted to take a picture of the car. All right, I'm rolling in money and they can see it. It's got proper bling, custom wheels, custom this, custom that, to the point where even one of the cars had custom tires. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's just what I was doing. So we're rolling. So I would have went all in, and believe me, I would have been a freaking multi-billionaire by now. Because if I just understood it, but I didn't, bro. And that's the curse that I have, man. And I'm living with it, because that's the one thing that I realized. If only if I knew what it was, you know, back then. Trust me. Oh man, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you boys, man. I was telling you, oh, you'll be sitting with me. You'll be sitting with me. You know what I mean? You know, I'll be inviting all of you to a yacht or something, man. It'd be a whole different. But no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be changed. I would be exactly the same person. GK says, me either. I didn't understand Bitcoin the correct way till 6 years after I found it. I have lost billions as a result of my lack of financial education. 100%, 100% same. Because my mind at that time, look, from I've been doing like I was doing stocks and forex, right, since 2008. So I'm already an expert, I believe, right, because I'm making a few percent every month. So I felt like an expert, and I'm doing my thing, right? So I was doing that, and I'm comfortable. So when I had this BTC given to me, like friend of mine, he jailbroke my iPhone, he put Cydia, and he put some downloaded some bits, and he put this Bitcoin there, and there's nothing. It just said the value was zero, and I didn't understand. I was like, so what is this? It's Bitcoin, bro. I said, well, what does it do? It says digital currency. Bro, it's peer money. I said, well, what does that mean? He goes, like the way I just sent to you, so you and I could send to each other. I said, okay, so can I buy anything? He said, no, you can't buy anything. I said, what's it worth? He said, just keep it. I said, okay, fine, I'll keep it. So I kept it, and then the phone died, and I chucked it in the bin. So, and I regret it, because if I went down the rabbit hole then, it didn't focus on the charts, didn't focus on the money, didn't focus on the technology, didn't focus on anything. Just what is it? What's the purpose? What's the vision? Because I didn't even bother looking at the vision. I didn't bother reading the white paper until 2015, right? If I did that, then it would have changed my mind, because I am one of those who accepts technology for what it is. I understand the future, and I accept the future, and I'm always ready to adopt it, right? So if someone comes and tells me quantum computer, and I'm like, yeah, I accept it, it's coming, so I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. A decade from now, I'm ready for it. 5 years from now, I'm ready for it. So I've already planned for it. Do you see what I mean? So I accept it, and I want to use it. Now I'm curious, I'm excited, I want to use it. So I want this. Similar way, if I understood what BTC was, if I read the white paper, right, it would have changed my mind, and a few other things. If I spoke to a few people who could have educated me more, oh my God, man, believe me, I would have went all in, bro. I would have went all in. Yeah. So yeah, similar to you. So technically, I've lost billions as well, bro. Multi-billions, man, multi-billions. Oh man, multi-billions, man. Things would be very different, bro. Things would be very different. Ali says, what if BTC and ETH ETF is an exit liquidity for whales? No, it's not actually. So BTC, BTC ETF and Ethereum ETF wasn't an exit liquidity for whales. It's not. It was actually more way of the people who filed for the ETF. So listen to this, right? This is the conspiracy, right? And it's the fact, by the way. This is the fact. So people who filed for the ETF, so companies who have the ETF license, right? That's the key here. Companies who have the ETF license, for them, it was a cash grab. It wasn't an exit liquidity, because those companies basically just wanted to sell paper BTC, and I've said this before as well. Even when it came out, I was banging on about it. Even before the ETF, everyone's hyping ETF. I'm like, bro, you don't understand what it is. We have only 21 million BTC, and we know XYZ is already mined, and XYZ is remaining to be mined. But these fuckers are now going to be selling, excuse my language, but they're going to be selling millions of these coins through an ETF, and then they're going to say it's backed up, but they're probably going to back it with 10%. Right? So if anyone ever goes to cash out, they're only going to get 10% worth. So that's what it was. It wasn't an exit liquidity. It was a cash grab by those institutions, by the BlackRocks and all sorts, right? So that's what they did. That's what the ETF was, to grab institutional money, or institutional employed people, brainwash people, grab their money. So that was just another money grab. And that could potentially impact us in the real world. If something goes wrong, if everything goes belly up, then it could potentially impact the entire crypto market, because it's another financial scam by the institutions. So that's my conspiracy. Matthew D. Hart says, what kind of cars, Shams? We need some pics on Discord. I don't have pics, bro. You won't believe this. Before YouTube, I never even took pictures of myself. No joke. So my current channel's the logo thing. You're going to hear this, you're going to laugh your head off. Do you know how old that picture is? That's an old picture. That's a very old picture. And I've got the same cap, but it's not this cap. It's my older cap. So I've used to have another exact same duplicate cap like this. And I'm wearing that cap. And you can probably see I'm a lot more chubby and I have a lot more hair. Right? What I mean by that, look, I don't have much hair. I've lost half my hair. But yeah, I have on my other one, you'd see I have more hair. No, actually, you can't see the hair. You see the cap, right? But yeah, that's an old picture. I don't have many pictures, and most of my pictures are usually with my wife or my kids. So I won't put those around there. And then when it came to cars, during that time, the phone were potato cameras, so I never took pictures with the phones anyway. I did use like normal Kodak camera, the Kodak films, so I used to take pictures with them. And I did take a whole bunch of pictures with them, but I don't have the copy. I have the negative, right? So maybe I could, like with the digital negative copy, I can probably take a picture of that, and yeah, show it to you guys. Not a problem. But yeah, I've had some serious cars. I've had some serious cars. We used to do, but let's put it this way: me and my boys in my area, my locality, we were doing Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious was even written. Probably, that's what we were. We were into cars heavy. So crazy cars, my brother. Right, money. A lot of money went down the drain into cars. Let's put it this way. Right. So GK says, "Ouch, bro. That's rough. In the trash of all things, I feel your pain, but it's neutral for us pioneers to take losses. Of course. We took our losses, we learned our lessons, and we know what not to do, and now we're navigating the market in a different way. Maybe even if I did educate myself, and that's why I say I'm happy who I am today because of all my experiences, all the good and bad experiences. It makes me who I am today. So if I could turn back time, would I go back to that day and hold on to that BTC? I probably won't. I probably won't change a single thing. Why? Because even though it would make me billions, I wouldn't, because it wouldn't make me who I am today. And today I'm a much better and stronger person. And maybe I don't have billions on me. I don't have billions, but I understand that how much value it has in the future. Hence why I don't even look at the balance. Whenever I get the chance, I always top it up, right? And I always put some BTC down there. I don't care what price the BTC is. I'm just trying to accumulate as many more Satoshis as possible. So I'm not even looking at the how many number of BTC I got. I'm like, look, if I can add a few more Satoshis, I know what they're going to be worth. And that's all I need to know, right? It doesn't matter about what the BTC is worth, because that's just the fiat currency value, devaluation. One BTC is one BTC. So how many more BTC can I add through adding more Satoshi? That's all I'm working on, bro. So yeah. GK says they will only be exiting for money that's been printed into oblivion. Ask, aka they are selling off worthless paper. Only a fool does that. Exactly. That's what it is. Ali Sales says, I get it now. Understandable. Thanks. Okay, I hope you understand. But that's what the ETF was. ETF wasn't to do with anything to do with real crypto, even if they call it spot ETF. It wasn't. The way, again, you have to understand finance and everything as well. If you do understand finance, or if you research finance, you'll understand how these ETFs work, because basically just selling paper shares, like the gold ETF. They're not selling gold, right? So people who are buying spot BTC, so when you buy a physical spot BTC, that is a genuine BTC you're buying. When you're leveraging, you're not actually trading. So you know what I mean? Similar to leveraging. When you're leveraging something, you're not actually trading anything more than whatever leverage you put on. So your amount you put on, and then the leverage amount is free money. It's not even your money. So similar way, you know what I mean? It's imaginary money. Similar way you're buying and selling. So that's what it is, man. Duke says, when you probably understand Bitcoin, you begin to see ways to scalp the Federal Reserve off their worth. 100%, 100%. You figure things out. That's how I actually started doing my private consultancy as well. You know what I mean? I'm not joking. So my private consultancy business started in 2017, late 2017, actually. So this is after I've exited BTC. So 2017 November, I exited BTC, right? So I didn't sell the top, but I sold before that. And after that, I went into, a lot of people started asking me. I said, well, bro, you're asking me for my time, I got to charge you. So I started doing private consultancy, and that's how it kind of spread, and I've just been keeping me busy since then. So even now that I don't officially have a job, right, which I would love. By the way, I have been offered a few jobs here and there, lovely sales and marketing and whatnot. And there is one that I am considering, comes with a bunch of perks, which is not bad, decent pay, and good perks as well. So, and it kind of suits my lifestyle. So I might do that, because I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want, as long as they get their things done, and I think I can do it. It's piss easy. So looking at that one, I might consider it. Let me see anyway. But other than that, yeah, I'm free to do whatever I want, relax, chill, it's a whole different story. So, oh man. But yeah, that's how I start my business. You know, after the 2017, and yeah, I've been doing it since then. I don't. It's not registered, by the way. It's not registered. So when you're talking about the Federal Reserve and their wealth, yeah, bro, that's what I do. That's what I figured it out, and I shouldn't be saying it on a live stream. Matthew says I'm a cat collector and an enthusiast also. I'm not a cat collector, but I do own two cats. I do own two cats. I own a mixed breed. One is she's a mixed breed, so two girls. One she's a mixed breed, and the other one's a Scottish fold. One is my like own cat, and one we adopted from a family member. But we love them both together, as our own family. We've given it our own surname and everything, so you can imagine. So we love them. But not a collector, no, and I wouldn't definitely have a third. I think they're too much work, and we do spoil them a lot, and we spend a lot of time with them as well. So, yeah, we have two cats. So I'm a cat guy. I'm a cat guy. And I do have some pictures. By the way, I have more pictures with my cats than I have with my own children. It's hilarious. I have more pictures with my two cats than actually my entire family. Right. So yeah, I have taken plenty of selfies with my cats. Not that I posted it anywhere, but I do have them. In fact, my cats actually have their own TikTok, if I'm correct. The cats have their own TikTok. What the channel's called, I forgot. But my missus, she does that. So yeah, they have their own TikTok account. Katie says, Matt bro, you got problems. Bitcoin equals money. And everything else equals store credit. Don't do it. Katie says, yep, I too do private crypto consulting. Excellent pay, bro. I'm telling you, it's the best, man. And it's the best way to. So for me, I do it. So my crypto consultancy that I do most of the time. So I do tell the customers my preparation. I say, look, guys, you can pay me whatever you want in any currency that you want. I don't have an issue, but I prefer crypto, right? So I always say I prefer crypto. And then they'll be like, oh, so what crypto do you want? I'll be like, whatever crypto you want to pay with. I don't have a problem. Obviously, I don't want some shitcoin and some meme coins. However, I have accepted meme coins in the past, like some good meme coins, right? Good as in like established ones. So I said, no, you got to pay that. And funny thing is, most people usually tend to be like, okay, we'll send you BTC, right? And that's jackpot for me. That's jackpot. That means I don't even have to buy any BTC. They just send it directly and I just put it in a wallet and lock it up. So that's how I kind of protect my wealth. Do you know what I mean? So no one needs to know about it. So yeah. Oh, you meant car. Okay, car. Now in the UK, well, in London, owning more than two cars is hard, believe me, and the insurances are ridiculous. I don't know if you saw, I sent a picture on Discord. This year's insurance quote in central London where I live. Okay, fine. Where I live is a expensive posh area, but that's no excuse for insurance companies to charge me 4 times more this year than they charged me last year, right? And I have 17 years plus no claim bonus. 17 years no claim. So I have 17 years no claim bonus, and they want to charge me like 4 times more than what I paid last year. What the hell is this? And that was the cheapest one, and then the highest one was like 20 grand or something. I was like, what the hell? And I think someone commented, were you trying to insure a Lambo? It's true, that's what they want to charge us. It's hilarious. And for the same car, if I change the engine from a hybrid into, because mine's a hybrid electric, by the way, if I change it to a diesel, it was like 1/10 of that. I was like, what the hell is this, man? Yes, outrageous insurance. It was crazy. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So they're literally telling me to sell my car and buy something else and go back to diesel or something. So I'm like, hold on, you want me to have a electric car? So I have an electric. Right now it's on. But then now you're charging me extra money for electric. Hold on, what's going on here? How does that work? It doesn't work. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm quite annoyed. In fact, I'm just waiting for my old insurance company to send me the renewal papers. When they do, I'm actually going to cancel it. I'm going to cancel the insurance. And then what I'm going to do is, so a friend of mine, he has a car company. So he owns a car company. This is quite funny, right? And so I'm actually going to insure my car. This car is going to be insured through his car company, through his fleet insurance. So he already pays XYZ for all of his fleet. So he's got like 50 plus cars. And if he adds this on, there's only an admin cost of like 50 quid. So technically now they've shot themselves in the foot where they could have taken money off me. Now I'm just going to pay my friend 50 quid and I'm going to have insurance for forever. You know what I mean? He's offered it to me before. In fact, most of his family members don't do that as well. But it's wrong, isn't it? You know what I mean? And of course, I want my own personal insurance, but I'm not going to pay. And the cheapest amount I got was like just over 10 grand. No claim bonus, no points on the license or anything like this, no disqualification, nothing whatsoever, no history at all, clean as a freaking whistle, right? In fact, people beat me when I'm driving on the road because I'm so relaxed and I've gone past beyond that, right? And then I get that and I'm like, nah, it's not happening. So yeah. It is a scam, man. It's an absolute scam, I'm telling you, man. So yes, Matthew. So yeah, owning cars is tough. It's tough unless you have a farm in the UK, right? But in London, especially where I live, it's hard. Most people no more than two cars. Like for me, I have space for two cars, so I have my own private parking. So I can park two cars there, not an issue. But even then, yeah, it's just too expensive. And me and my missus, we just opted for one car anyway. So instead of having two cars, I have one car. I'm not too fast, and my car's very reliable. So no issues at all. So yeah, Ducator says you can't be registered or accredited in any way to financially advise in Bitcoin. Yeah, it's true, bro. The certs don't exist and there is no college degree for it. 100%. Hence why, a lot of people are like, oh, are you qualified and this? And I'm like, bro, if you're looking for qualification, go to your qualified financial advisors, because we're not financial advisors. And they don't get it when I say we're not financial advisors. They don't get it because we're not advising you in the normal traditional stuff. We're not financial advisors, but we'll advise you in such a way where you wouldn't even worry about your financial advisor. You know what I mean? Because there's bigger fish to fry, bro. So we ain't talking about those little stuff. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. C-Max, yes, outrageous, my brother. UK doesn't fuck insurance. What a scam. Always a scam, bro. Matt, can you see previous chat? He should if he scrolls up or something. Ducatus says my cost of living is cheaper than in Bitcoin. My rent has went up from 2 million sats to only 67 sats. My debts are cheaper. My food is cheaper. Everything is exactly if you value it that way. But I wouldn't pay in BTC. You know that, bro. I told you last time as well. I wouldn't pay in BTC. Never pay in BTC, man. Never ever pay in BTC. For me, yeah, it's too valuable. I'm not going to pay my bills in that. Life advisors, yes, my brother, exactly, 100%. That's what it is, because end of the day, like people come to like as the old tax advisors, financial advisors, and this and that. And I always say to people, I said, you know what? Maybe you want to, when you come to us, speak to us and see what kind of value we give to you, right? We might not give you tax advice because we're not doing that. We're not going to give you financial advice because we're not doing that, right? But what we're going to give you is advice that's going to be something that's going to be valuable for you over a decade, 2 decades for the next generation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I'll give you a good example. This happened today, funnily. I told you a friend of mine who went and visited XYZ, he came back and so he called me 3 times today. And one of the calls, so he called me later on, one of the calls was, bro, what's the price of BTC right now? I said, this is what the price is, because at that time it was 94,000. I said, it's $94,000 right now. So he's like, oh, it's good. He goes, but look, I'm busy. I can't do this and that. Can you do something for me? I said, no, I can't, but I'll tell you how to do it. That's not an issue because I'm not going to handle individual stuff. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But there are maybe stuff I'm going to do in the future where I might manage certain stuff. But right now, I'm not interested in that. I'm just too busy with my consulting. I'm making a lot more. So I'll do that and I'll consult you. That's not a problem. Right. So I said that to him and, he's like, okay, let's meet up. Let's, sit down and talk. So I'm going to meet him, obviously, after I do my little trip. I'm going to come meet him. And by the way, my trip is a business meeting, as in it's a consultancy meeting. So someone's actually invited me to go, and all paid for, and expenses and everything paid for, to go somewhere. So I'm not going to say where, but I'm going to treat it like a mini holiday, a mini holiday. So yeah. No, paying BTC. You paying BTC because everything you pay for BTC, Sats is cheaper than paying in fiat. I'm not about how much you make, it's about how much you save. Exactly. No, I understand what you're saying. I understand your numbers, your maths. I completely understand that, and I completely respect that. Right? But in my case, my situation is quite different because I'm not, my plan is not to spend whatever BTC I have just to save. So because of that, I value it differently. So for me, I'm trying to protect my assets for the future, and whatever it costs in the fiat currency, I'd rather pay that in fiat. So I always carry enough cash with me. So if I need to do cash expenses, I'll pay for that, right? Always do a little bit of job here and there, right, to get some money in the bank, right, to pay my bills, because every man needs to pay his bills. So any fiat stuff gets dealt with the fiat. Dirty money pays for the dirty stuff. Full stop, right? But the remainder of the stuff, I prefer to get it in BTC and keep it in BTC. You know what I mean? Because it just works better for me, you know. But I'm a hustler, end of the day. So if I'm free, like right now, I'm free. I'm here with you guys. It's been like 2 hours and 14 minutes. I've been here with you guys. If I wasn't, believe me, I'll go and do something. I don't have a problem. I don't see any job to be too big or too small. I'll give you a good example. Yesterday, a friend of mine called me. He wants a kitchen refit. So he called me. He's like, bro, are you free? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, look, you're quite talented. You can do all sorts of stuff. Are you free to come and do some, help me out? I want to do a kitchen refit. I was like, yeah, it's not a problem, but I don't have the tools, because when my restaurant got closed, I actually left my tools in the restaurant. So don't have the tools since then. So I said, I don't have the tools. So if you've got the tools, yeah, let me know, because I'm not going to buy more tools for you. So, you know what I mean? I'm not interested, but yeah, I'll come and help you out. It's not an issue, And he's obviously offering to pay me, but whether I charge him or not, it's a different story. If I'm free, I'll go and spend time. I don't have a problem. There's another one as well. For example, there's this a woman, 100-year-old woman. So one day a week I work for the NHS, right? I got and do deliveries for NHS. So there's this old lady I got to visit every now and then. I got her, like, they have these key boxes outside. So I got, like many of the people, I have their key box numbers. So her door, because she can't get up and open the door, I have full access. So I have all the keys and codes to enter her home. So whenever I go there, like today, and not today, yesterday, I went there and she's like, can you buy something for me? So she wants me to buy her something. I said, okay, no problem. I'll bring it for you. Keep the money. I'll buy it for you. No problem. So, you have this kind of a relationship with people, right? Where people get to see you and all sorts of other stuff. Also, yeah, you get to see people, and you create this relationship, right? And as an elderly person, they expect certain things of you, and you give them back. And she's like, let me pay you for this and whatnot. No. I just want your blessings. That's all I need. I just need your blessings. It's not about money. And she's like, if I call you, I got your number. If I call you sometimes, and maybe, so she's like kind of reaching out a little bit, right? She's like, if I call you, can you come and sometimes help me out and this and that? Because she's becoming friendly. I said, I can't, no. So this is when I'm being transparent. I said, I can't, because I'm actually so busy. But for me, I do this one day. Originally, it started off as a voluntary. So I was doing it as a voluntary. I said, I did it as a voluntary, but now they decide to pay me, which is fine. I'll still do it as a voluntary. I don't have a problem. It makes me feel good. And I just want you guys blessings, because obviously most of you guys can't get out of bed, can't get down the building, and you need your meds and everything delivered. So I'm doing this. But they have to pay me. So in the beginning, even if I was doing it voluntary, they didn't have to. Now, officially, they have to pay me. So they pay me, which is good. So I get a little bit of cash in the bank, not a problem. But I can't come and help you out and whatever you need in this, because that's what she thought. She thought, oh, maybe I can ask him to come and help, and I'll probably pay him some money or something. And she offered me. I said, no, don't. No, if you need something, I'll buy it for you, and then I'll give you the receipt. If you want to pay me back, reimburse me, but fine. But you don't need to pay me anything extra. All I need is just your love and blessing, nothing more. That's it. So that's how we keep it, man. And I always help out the elderly. Right, elderly. I have a thing about elderly. I don't know why. Because So my dad was very like my dad was elderly, very elderly, when he passed away, and my mom's elderly as well. So I'm one of seven. I'm one of seven kids. So and I'm one of the younger ones. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was hard seeing your parents, elderly parents. It was hard, and now on I see they remind me of like my dad and everybody. So kind of old memories. So I was trying to help them out as much as possible. Um, and yeah, that's how it started basically. And now it's the job. So it's 1 day a week. I do this as a job. So it is what it is, you know. UK just says, bro, you have a choice. Save some fiat to lift life, or put in BTC and take advantage of any savings you got in. So I don't have any savings in fiat, by the way. Fiat, I do not have a single penny savings. No, nothing. The only fiat I have is the money that arrives in the bank each week, which is also set up as a direct debit to go and pay for the bills. So that's a direct debit to pay for the bills. That's the thing. Any other money I have is the cash in my pocket. That's it. I don't have any more. Right? The remainder, any cash I have, I always give it away to my daughters for their spending money and whatnot. So I don't carry any money with me. Right? I don't have that. Whatever I have goes straight into BTC. This is what I'm saying. Everything goes into BTC. There's no ifs and buts. Profits BTC, everything BTC, BTC, BTC. That's it. My mom always, whenever she sees me, she's like, "You always say BTC, BTC all day, BTC. You talk to your brothers, BTC. Talk to your cousins, BTC. Everybody you talk to is BTC. Can you just shut up and stop talking about BTC?" That's what she says. And she doesn't even know what BTC is. And she'll be like, "You always hear, I hear BTC, BTC. What the hell is wrong with you, BTC?" You know what I mean? So she's not multilingual, so she speaks my mother's. She speaks her native tongue. So yeah, she has a go at me regarding this, but it's hilarious, right? Because she doesn't know what we're talking about, and yeah, so I put everything in BTC, and the only fiat that I carry is pocket money, as I said, cash that I always keep with me, because you got to have a little bit of cash with you, right? Because you need to spend somewhere. So I have that, and then as I said, any other extra spare cash I have, give it to my daughters, spending money. And then when it comes to the any bank stuff, that's there for their bills, nothing more, right? And if there is extra, it goes straight back into BTC. So yeah, bro, I'm all in BTC, bro. Every week, I'm not even joking, man. Not joking. C19 says thank you. You're welcome. I'm not sure what thank you for what. GK says, man, please, ma'am, please, it would mean more to me if you would encourage your grandchildren to buy Bitcoin. I'd rather not live among the zombie apocalypse. Big family. I pay bills in BTC as a result of time. My cost is cheaper. No, 100%. If listen, 100%. And I was like, I agree with you. Is that, as I said, it depends, right, on how you look at things, and like how I look at things. So for me, I look at it in a particular way. So for me, it's worth using the fiat to pay the fiat. It's just cheaper for me. But when it comes to BTC, I don't have to make effort to buy and put it in BTC. I'm already receiving it in BTC. Recently I even received, someone even paid me in XRP. I didn't own XRP because I sold it recently, like some time ago, and then someone actually paid me for a consultation in BTC. Fine. Sorry, in XRP. So I said, fine, that's gonna go and get locked up as well. So that's how I am. Whatever crypto I receive, I just lock it up and leave it. So, but I do understand, and I could pay my bills. In fact, 2018 to 2021, no, sorry, 2018 to 2022, I was paying my bills in Ethereum, not BTC. I was paying it in Ethereum because I put a certain amount of money. It became worth so much more. It was just so much more cheaper for me to pay my bills with Ethereum. But I didn't pay with BTC. You see, even then I didn't pay with BTC, and I would never pay with BTC. Oh, here's a fun part. Okay. So you see this car I'm driving? Here's a good one. This car I'm driving? This car, technically, BTC, cost me 1 BTC. This car cost me 1 BTC. But technically, there's a reason behind technicality. So when I bought the car, um, I didn't buy it with BTC. However, I bought it from the market, right? When the market kind of stopped me out, right? So I got liquidated and I got stopped out. And then when I got stopped out, I had some BTC left in there. I converted the BTC into USDT at that time. And I'm planning to go back in and buy some BTC basically. I was like, oh, the market's going down, let me buy some BTC. And it was worth one entire BTC. So all of a sudden I said, right, okay, I need to change my car. And I had another car that I had for about 6, 7 years. So I wanted to change my car. And I went and I bought this car with that USDT. And I actually swiped it with my Coinbase card. So yes, that's how I did it. Oh my. Tenzin says, I sold all my XRP yesterday and bought it all back lower today. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. You know, a lot of people are just too stuck up and they just want to hold on to it forever. No, you know, if it goes to the top and you feel it's going to go down, stop loss, buy it cheaper and move on again. And that's what I was just explaining. I got stopped out. So then I converted my BTC into USDT, waiting for it to go lower. And it did go lower, right? So, but at that time, instead of buying the BTC, I bought the car. So technically, I paid for this car with one BTC. So what I mean, so yeah, this car was bought with one BTC. That's how I say. Uh, GK says no, bro, don't do it. Pay the debts in Bitcoin because that gets cheaper over time. Fuck the dollar in every way, homie. 100%, but I don't have any debt. I have some personal debt, like friends and family debt that I've borrowed money from. But other than that, I don't have any debt. And believe me, my friends and family would rather have me pay them in BTC, but I'm not going to, right? I paid a friend. So, for example, there was a friend, he did some work for me. So, I needed something done, and he did some work, and I gave him an option. This is hilarious, right? So, I gave him an option. I said, and this is back, by the way, this is back when BTC was 10K. This is back when BTC was $10,000. So I said, bro, you got a choice, right? I can pay you cash, £1,000, right? Or I can pay you in BTC. Which one do you want, right? It was $10,000, no, £10,000. Sorry, £10,000. So I said, which one do you want? Do you want 0.1 BTC or do you want the cash? He said, I'll have BTC, right? Because you love BTC. I'm going to pay you BTC. I want your BTC. So I paid him in BTC. What's it worth now? Not bad, right? So believe me, a lot of people would want me to pay them in thing. But yeah. Yeah. Ah. Am I missing messages? Because there's a lot of messages here. I don't see the message. I don't see all the messages. You know that. For some reason, yeah, I think Ducator, I think you had an issue as well. Because right now, my entire thing is bugged. So you're talking to someone by the name of Carlos. I have no idea who Carlos is. I have no idea who Carlos is. I don't think I see the message. I see duty calls, crash imminent. Yes, and it happened already. We went to 91,300 or something. Yeah, we crashed pretty much as soon as we started the live stream, brother or sister. Right, we crashed as soon as we went on the live stream. So the crash happened for sure. And right now we have 1 hour 2 minutes to close this candle, and it's going to go down a little bit more as well, right? So when it does go down, just be ready. That's the most important thing. But if you go back to watch the first 10 minutes of the video, because we've been here 2 hours and 27 minutes now, but if you go back to the first 10 minutes, you'll hear me talk about it, how I'm excited as well, because this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to buy more. This is an opportunity for us to pump even higher, right? Because we need a correction. In fact, if you go back a month, 2 months from now, I don't know, Ducator can probably say how long, but I've been banging on about it. I said, guys, we need a correction. We need it to go lower, because lower means we go higher, right? When you go high, you come low. When you go low, means you're going to go higher. So that's what I was looking for, a big number. So you know what I mean. So UK, this is, of course, there is a crash coming. Always expect a crash. The difference is who cares and who don't. Exactly. Who are excited and who are not, my brother, because you're on my same boat. So you see, you need like-minded people. Many people don't understand how this works. Duty Call says, where do you see BTC at the cycle top? So about 2-3 months ago, I have a Discord group, and this channel's the tagline is the truth is always out there, and that's because the truth is always out there. So there are things I say and I leave evidence, and so everybody can go back and say, challenge me and say you said that or you didn't say that, you're a liar or you're not. Do you know what I mean? Because end of the day, people need proof. So 2-3 months ago, I published on my Discord channel a chart, the Bitcoin top at to be around $133,000 to $137,000 this cycle, based on some maths. That's the only number I could give. And I said to everybody on a live stream, I said, guys, I can't give higher than that. Yes, we are going to go there in the future. We're going to get to $1 million, maybe even $10 million. I don't see a reason why we can't get to $1 million a coin. That's easy. $10 million, maybe we struggle a little bit. Maybe we need to add a decade or more, but we can get there, right? Because of the current financial system. We're definitely going there. But as we move forward, we also have to rely on the maths, and the maths said to me 133 to 136, while other people were calling 500k, 600k, 200k, whatever they were calling, you know, random numbers, just chucking numbers out. Yeah, we're going to get there, but mathematically just didn't look right to me. So that's what I saw anyway. That's my thing, cycle top. And also, if you do understand charts, go on TradingView, activate pi cycle top, right? So there's a pi cycle top. Last week, that also confirmed my theory between 133 and 137. The pi cycle top indicator is now saying 136. So even though that number didn't exist, I kind of called it. And what the pi cycle is saying, that's where I called as well. And it was all based on maths. Duty says the opportunity to buy more. Yes, always. These are the opportunities, you know, these are the best opportunities, you know. And of course, when you look at greater timelines and shorter timelines, depending on your time frame, if you're playing the trends, then the trend is your friend to the end. And so far, on a higher time frame, we're still trending up. This bull market's not over. This is just a minor correction. So we're good, you know. And Ducator mentioned it earlier on as well. If you look at previous cycles, we've had 20, 30, you know, 25, 26, 30%, right? Correction, 35% even. I think once it was 35 during a bull market until we actually peaked out. So we kept on doing these corrections to peak out. And that kind of recycles the money, one, and also takes away the riffraffs, the idiots, right? Because over-leveraged traders who are trying to trade with free money and make $1 million, we're going to get wrecked, right? But the spot buyers, they were getting all the opportunities and they were moving forward. So yeah, Gator says 150 to 240 in 2040 being reasonable. $1 million is a reasonable number, my brother. Million. Duty Call says, do you have a dark horse for this? Dark horse for this bull run? What's a dark horse, bro? Dark horse is Bitcoin. Okay, so sorry, I'm not familiar with that term, so I don't use that term. I don't know what dark horse is, my brother. Right? You know, I don't know what a dark horse is. Clearly, Ducator knows what you're talking about, but I don't know what a dark horse is. I don't use that kind of a term. I have no idea. I don't know if it's some new lingo. Look, I look younger than I am. I'm actually quite old. You know, I'm quite old, almost becoming bold. You know, I've been around in the game quite a bit, quite some time. Oh, Bitcoin, man. Yes, it's Bitcoin, bro. There's no ifs and buts. Bitcoin. Of course, there are other coins. Listen, we've got millions of coins out there. So, of course, there are other coins out there. And I have faith in all of them, especially all the blue chips. Anything with more than $1 billion invested, right? Anything with $1 billion in market cap valuation, apart from the meme coins and the stable coins, right? I think they got potential. They're technically low cap. Anything with $1 billion is low cap, and we can pump to 70, 80 billion dollars easy, not a problem. I also feel that the altcoin market has at least $2 trillion. So $2 trillion that it hasn't even achieved yet. So it's got $2 trillion gap that it needs to close. So that's an opportunity. So altcoins will pump towards there. BTC, for me, we're at $2 trillion. I think we also have another $2 trillion in BTC as well. So if you look at $2 trillion and 2 trillion, I'm literally saying we might even get to around $7 trillion, right? I don't see a reason why we can't. And $10 trillion would be an ideal number, basically. So that then gives us a higher number, and of course that kind of connects up to Ducator's 240 or 250 $1,000 BTC. But I'm not throwing numbers, I'm just using the math, so that way at least you guys could see the proof and evidence. So I'm not throwing random numbers, and when we get there we can then calculate and say what's the new high, what's the new top. So we see where that goes. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for telling me what you mean. But yeah, BTC is definitely, but it's not whatever duty calls. I'm only going to advise one thing as a brother, right? And Ducator will probably say the same as well. And most of us who have been in Bitcoin for a long time, we're also going to say the same thing as well, right? Don't have a gambling mentality. Don't have too high expectations. Don't go in for that 10x, 20x, 50x. Don't. Then you're planning to wreck yourself. Don't go in for, oh, I'm going to go and do, I'm going to be in it for 6 months. I'm going to be in it for a year. Don't do that. If you do want to trade lower time frames, then do daily trading. Day trading is fine. Do some day trading, maybe weekly trading. That's fine. That's the longest period you trade in, but nothing more than that. That's you just trading. If you're buying to hold, always have a longer time frame in mind. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. 5 years is what I recommend. And then I also say, have a 5-year time cycle. Like that's how long I'm going to hold on to it. However, within 6 months, if it pumps and you're comfortable and you think, okay, I've made a shit ton of money, get out, no problem. Do you know what I mean? But just do it the right way. But don't think about I'm going to make 50x or this and that. That's your day trading stuff, and that's where you have to have good risk management. You're going to be able to understand that I might have to lose 5%, 10% if the market goes south. Have strategies, auto buy, auto sells, and whatnot, and all of those kind of crazy stuff. Because if you don't, then yeah, you're going to get wrecked. And I always say to people, if you don't understand it, go and learn it, but don't go and learn it from a YouTuber. I won't teach it to you, right? I do classes, I do teach people in other stuff, but even then, I'm telling you, I won't teach you. I haven't got time for it right now. I'm so busy, I haven't got time to teach people. So I can't invite you to my crypto school and, well, come and learn from me. No, bro, I ain't got time. I'm so busy. Right? I'm just got enough time to talk to you guys. So I would recommend go and read some books and whatnot. And again, I'm not promoting anything. There's no links there. There's no affiliate links. Go and learn. Please go and learn, but don't learn from a YouTuber, please. Right? Learn properly. Read the books. Understand the charts. Understand the methods, and risk management, especially trading risk management. Understand that. And then when you read those, you're going to read traditional markets, obviously. Apply a little bit of crypto to it, and that means like if the traditional market says 5%, then crypto maybe add another 5%. That's how you got to look at it. So, and then that would help you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say, man. But don't gamble, man. No, don't gamble. All right, and you are going to be fortunate. You are going to make a lot of money, but you have to think about protecting your funds and then making money. So I always say we protect our funds in Bitcoin. So that's where I stash my cash. And then when I'm trying to make money, I make money on alts. So alts is for making money, Bitcoin is for saving money. And I also explained this earlier on as well. I'm at a particular age where I've made enough money that I want to protect my money. And I know a lot of you guys who are coming in now may have not been in that position yet. So you're trying to get to where we are right now. So you're trying to make the money, which is fine, right? But to try and make the money, don't overshoot. Don't overshoot, right? Get there comfortably, get there nicely, have fun, and get there nicely. When you get there, then you're going to start thinking like us as well, and you're going to start protecting your funds. All right. Smash the like button. Yes, my brother. Ducator says Ducator says a few things. Hold on. Ducator says because Trump is about to buy 1 million BTC and set a BTC reserve. In doing so, 1 USD equals 1 sat, and boom, all Bitcoin holders are rich. True, but that might not be happening. So let's be honest about it. Anyway, we'll talk about it on another live stream because I've been here too long. I need to go as well. Ducator says my faith is in BTC. It's the only asset that has never lost in 16 years. 100% never lost. Always been on an uptrend, and it's not going down. It's just going higher. Ducator says never gamble. I hope all I hope for all the worst for gamblers. Invest. Don't gamble. Don't gamble. Smash the like button, guys. Yes, of course, smash the like. Got to go. Thank you, my brother. Nice to have you here as usual. Always a pleasure having you here, and all the other guys as well. Everyone that has come here today, everyone that's come on the chat, and started talking and whatnot. It's been absolute pleasure talking to you. And I think it's a good crowd, it's a good community. We're respectful and we're trying our best. But my only advice is, guys, to you guys again, um, regardless what the market does, what your plans are, what your ideas are, always have a stop loss, have a risk management. That's the key here. Understand risk management, whether you understand it from me or whether you go and listen to me or whether you read a book, do whatever needs to be done, do your own research, learn that. All right. That's the key to your success. If you don't have any risk management, then you might as well go to a casino. You're going to have better chances there. Do you know what I mean? Crypto's not for anybody. You, you have to be heartless and fearless to be in crypto. Right? I think that's probably the best way to put it. So other than that, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've been here 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I know a lot of people are going to curse me, and most of the guys have already left. So it's been hilarious, right? But it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, the market's looking okay, to be honest. As I said, markets, yeah, we can possibly even go down all the way down to 86K, which I've also mentioned on yesterday's live stream. So it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, I'm not going to be here longer. And as I said earlier on, guys, I'm not going to be here on a live stream until Monday. So those of you who haven't watched it on the live are going to watch it later. Guys, remember, I'm going to be here back on Monday. Until then, I'm away on a business trip, so I'm going to go. And yeah, I probably won't even be on Discord and whatnot. So I told everyone of this as well. And let's see what the market does by Sunday anyway. Okay, that's the most important thing. So stay observant, stay focused, be positive. Market's not gone yet. We're still in the thing. If I see anything showing too much bearish signs, I will definitely give an emergency alert and whatnot. But other than that, smash the like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Discord community. There's loads below. Check them out. There's no harm in checking them out, whether you join them or not. Check them out. You never know. You might find something valuable. And yeah, we're going to catch up on another one very soon. Other than that, thank you very much. Adios, my amigos. Stay safe. Stay humble.